thought out videos, I thought of Charlie. And no, I know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Don't Blend In podcast. I'm your host, Tomas. I'm here with my co-host, Derrick, and we have someone new on today.
Hey, I'm Evan. Basically, I do game design a little bit. I've been learning that for the past 9 months, and I'm very into content creation too. I got a lot of experience on that,
All right.
and I'm going to be bringing a little bit of my expertise today.
A little bit of the game design and content creation expertise.
Yes,
This is going to be a double topic episode. First half, we're going to talk about game design. Second half, we're going to talk about content creation. For those of you that don't know, Evan, we will not be sharing anything about his content creation journey.
It's under wraps. It's under wraps.
Under wraps. It's secret.
There's no
secret.
This brother does.
Just know he's nice.
He's nice.
He's
he does
nice with
numbers. Does numbers.
Thank you.
You willing to share numbers?
Yes,
Not
last.
sensitive, but
Last
Flex
video.
on him a little bit.
Flex on him a little bit. Okay. Last video.
Higher or lower? Hit him with a higher or lower.
Higher, lower. Okay. Okay, so higher than 15,000 subscribers, lower than 20,000. And last video, I'll just say I did 200,000 views, and money wise, you can just figure that out. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. It's
Money
just
wise, that's under wraps.
it's under wraps. It's under wraps. We don't need to talk financial.
You
but
can, not that you could fathom that amount of bread anyways. But
Oh yeah, we don't pocket watch on this show. Just know the pocket's heavy.
Yep.
But
they deep.
the pocket's deep. But
Moderate pocket.
yeah, usual news intro will still be on. Who wants to start with their news today? Derrick, Evan?
I'll start. I'll start with the news.
Go on.
Okay.
Letting the guest start. Hold on.
So I'm bringing in the news. So basically, I was looking around social media last night, and I discovered that the first teaser for Avengers Doomsday releasing December 2026 has been released. This is spoilers to anyone watching, so if you don't want to do that, skip ahead a little bit. Maybe you'll flash up time, I don't know. But basically, Steve Rogers from Back in Time, he's being teased with his suit. He's holding it, it's folded. He's opening a drawer, he's looking at it, and then he puts it back in. And he's got a baby.
Yep.
He's got a baby now.
He's got a little human.
So it seems like it seems like they're kind of teasing that he messed up time by going back. He's caused an incursion is what I'm kind of saying. Incursion.
For the Loki fans out there.
Yeah, Loki fan. Loki? The Loki.
We got a Loki fan right there.
Loki fans.
Loki.
So Dr. Doom's probably going to slime him.
Yeah. Poor guy.
That's all I got to say. But yeah, that's my news. It kind of shocked me, and they're going to do another one next week.
I do want to comment.
Yeah.
I think bringing Steve Rogers back could go so badly. It could go well, honestly, But his character's done, man. He's retired. We have a new Captain America. I get that some people haven't loved Sam Wilson as the new Captain America, but you gotta commit, man. You gotta commit. You gotta stick to what you got. I don't personally subscribe to the idea of bringing them back, but if they do it well, I'll be very happy. I'll eat my words gladly. But
I think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's strange because they close that chapter perfectly, but I'm also not a big fan of Sam Wilson at all.
Okay.
I feel like I like the idea of him carrying the mantle, but his character arc has just been shitty in my opinion. I don't think it's been good.
I said something last episode about people who don't like Sam Wilson. So.
Oh no, dude! Am I gonna get offended?
Yeah. It's bad.
I think they need to work on the character arc more to get me really wrapped in.
That's good.
Because I could get into it. I just need more. I need
good.
more.
What I said was crazy, so that's good. That's good that you.
Okay, I'm just gonna act like I
Yeah,
no. You don't want to know what I said.
Through swords and knives, man.
Because I was people love these legacy heroes like Wally West, but then when it's Miles, when it's Sam, they hate it.
Dude, no.
I know it's not that. I know it's not that. It's just that's the rhetoric I've heard all.
At least there, I get it because I like Sam Wilson, but I will say we talked about the movie with the Hulk in it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He said the new Hulk movie.
It wasn't
Hulk movie.
Listen, bro,
movie,
I was there for the Hulk more than anything, but it was a good movie. But I see where you're coming from. I do also want a little bit more. So far I like him though. So far I like him.
I see what you mean with the movie. I like him as Captain America, but I see what you mean with the movie. Brave New World was not a strong film overall.
Yeah, it was alright.
I enjoyed it because I'm not a film critic. I just watch the movies and enjoy it. It's like flashing lights. I'm like, oh, cool.
I didn't like it as a flashing lights movie. As action. I just didn't like how it progressed. I thought the whole Red Hulk thing was kind of shoehorned at the end. I don't know. I don't really like it that much overall, but Yeah, so Steve Rogers coming back, y'all. Get excited for it. Get critical in the comments. Let us know. Do you fuck with Steve Rogers coming back? Do you think it's going to be great? Do you think it's going to be bad?
And stay on the lookout for more teasers.
Do you think RDJ coming back is going to be a good thing or a bad thing?
Gotta be a good thing. It can only be good things.
Bad thing.
I think it's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be bad thing.
Let's hope so.
The story. Same thing as Steve Rogers.
Let's hope so.
They wrapped it up, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
Come on, man. But yeah, onto my news segment of the day. So ever since last episode, me and Derrick talked a lot about the Game Awards, right? Well, a little bit. We talked about a little bit the Game Awards overall, but guess what? They happened since then.
They did happen.
Results are out. E33 absolutely fucking swept every category. Killed
the sweep
everything.
of 33.
They won 9 awards, was it?
Yep.
They won 9 awards. And, that's not even the main topic I want to discuss. Because, sure, they sweep the Game Awards. Everyone thought that was going to happen, Dispatch. As y'all know, I've been glazing Dispatch since it came out on the show. This has been one of my biggest, every once in a while I love bringing it up. The superhero episode, I talked about it a lot. And here we are, and it was robbed by some fucking Gooner game that no one played.
Wuthering Winds or some weird
whatever, something, yeah.
I was literally on the phone with Derrick yesterday arguing about it. I was like, bro, this game has the highest concurrent players it's ever had is not even a third of what Dispatch had.
It was 20,000 or 30,000.
It's 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
Dispatch way higher than that.
That's so low.
I was come on, But it's just so wild that it also beat Genshin Impact.
The power of the Gooners.
You'd think it's the power of the Gooners, right? But it beat the Gooner game.
Genshin fans were hardcore.
No, it's not even that Genshin. It's that Genshin is the biggest fish in that Gooner.
Yeah, I would expect them to crazy. Take over. That's crazy.
What I think. I'd be
That's crazy.
The Gooners would come out in droves for Genshin Impact.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. They voted for Wales or whatever. What's it called actually?
It's I think
it's. Throw it up on screen real quick.
I think it's Wuthering Winds. I think.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
something like that.
I'll take that.
We don't fuck with it. We hope they take it away. Take the award away. Give it to Dispatch.
Can they revert awards? Can we do that? Can that be a new thing?
Hopefully.
Halfway through next year, they're we're actually going to take that back.
Yeah.
This would be the first one?
Maybe the first one.
I'm not too worried because all I know Dispatch episode 2, chapter 2, whatever they call it, whenever it comes out, that's going to win all the awards.
It has to.
Game of the year has
With the foundation that it already has, yeah.
100%. I'm excited. All right. Any news from Derrick? Any news from you? Co-host Dick?
Yeah, all right, bro. All right. Cool. Nice. Are you gonna pop up the boss fight again?
No.
Oh, okay.
But then the joke is just
that was just a one-time thing?
Yeah, it was a one-time thing.
That's cool. Nothing crazy, man. I do want to shout out. I posted on the Instagram about a new project from Nas and DJ Premier. Good. Like it was great. But I really want to shout out. I don't know if y'all know anything about Griselda. Conway the Machine dropped a new project. That shit was crazy. You can't kill a god with bullets. Go listen to it. That's really all I wanted to say. My week hasn't been crazy. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard any Griselda in a while. I do enjoy me some Griselda on occasion. I think it's a good collective.
Oh yeah, and the tattoo that I've been talking about for a billion years. I got it. I would show y'all, but
You know what?
I'm kind of handicapped.
Up on screen. Hey, it's up there.
Yeah, there you go.
It's up there. It's somewhere up there.
Or it's blurred. It's just a blur. It's just a blurred picture.
It's just a blurred picture.
The
That's all.
It's 8-bit picture of all time.
Yeah,
that's Derrick's tattoo. I know y'all can't tell, but
yeah, it's in there somewhere, wherever that was.
No, I'm not gonna lie. He's been talking about this for 3 episodes, for 3 or 4 episodes. He's been the next episode, guys, I'm gonna be tatting, and the next episode starts. He's like, guys, it didn't happen yet.
But what I will say is that the tattoo episode that we have been talking about will happen. We have some stuff in the works for that.
We are bringing on a tattoo artist for the tattoo episode.
Ooh,
it's our boy. He did my tattoo. He did Derrick's tattoo. Shout out, by the way, because I was looking at my tat the other day. I was getting out the shower, and I was like, damn, the lines are sharp, man.
It's not one that we see often because it's on our backs.
Yeah, I have the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure star.
Yeah.
The Joestar family birthmark. Throw it up on screen. Throw it up on screen of the episode already. It's up there somewhere.
Somewhere.
But yeah, genuinely, I really love the tattoo. I was admiring it the other day. I was like, yeah, man, did a good job. Genuinely, we're gonna bring him on. Talk about tattoos. Talk about all kinds of stuff. Tattoo history, certain styles. So
Be
Low
excited.
Canyon
be excited for that.
Yeah,
That's
be
Low
excited.
Low Canyon Lake can be a good episode.
Low Genuinely,
Yeah.
drop your tattoos in the comments.
Yeah.
Low Genuinely.
All right. Now, I think we're done with the intro segment, right? We're not. And no one else got any news left?
Pretty good.
That's
pretty
my
good.
news.
Yeah.
That's your
That's
news?
my news.
All right. Getting into it. Derrick, you did say you had some questions for Evan. Remember, first part of the episode, mostly game design.
Okay.
Yes. Y'all got to be locked in here. This is my like the part that I was most excited for. I'm not gonna lie.
Throw up some models that you made and stuff like that to really get the audience to understand.
Yeah,
the
I can even
quality.
send you some pictures and you can pop them up.
The fourth time up on screen. So some stuff that Evan's made in the past. I've seen. I saw a telescope that you made. You sent me.
Looked
You did some quality
crazy.
stuff, man. I showed Derrick to be like, "Yo, look who we're bringing on, man."
You know what that scene reminded me of? It reminded me. I was talking about it the other day. It reminded me of like Toy Story when they're all out the window. It just looks so crispy and so like from that same view, like that like level of scenic. That's what I was like thinking about when I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So
It was
it
really
takes
good.
a lot of time. It's very time consuming.
See,
Yeah.
that's something that I was also thinking about. Like that level of like quality for just that one shot. I can't even imagine. Like how long does something like that take you?
Ooh, okay, so that's already a loaded question. So let's get into it. So, okay, that's already a loaded question.
First question's already diabolical.
Already a diabolical. So, 20-minute, we got like a 20-minute topic. No, but
2-hour episode.
2-hour episode. So, basically, the first thing you always got to start off, even with a scene as small as like a room like that, like just a picture, like the front right here.
Mhm.
You got to start off with getting ideas, reference images, stuff like that. So, there's this one application that we all got called PureRef. You download it, super easy, pops up, and you can just drag in images. You go to ArtStation, you go on Google Maps if you want to get like
Google Maps?
Yeah, we had like a
Crazy.
whole class where we were in Google Maps, like looking at like different countries, going around.
Do you like hit Street View?
Street View? Yep.
On that, I
Stuff
watched
like that?
I watched this guy on Instagram, and he like plays a game in every country
Mm-hmm.
to like show the culture of each country. Is that kind of the whole idea? Like you want to see what the landscape looks like, you want to
Yes.
see what the buildings look like.
Yep.
You want to see? Okay, that's
You
cool.
get
That's
a
cool.
cultural taste of what
Okay.
it is you're kind of going for, or you get inspiration if you don't know what you're gonna do.
Mm.
So that's always the first step, and that can take a while because you want to have a really fleshed out, what's it called? Like kind of like a vision board of what you got.
Alright.
So you want props, you want textures, you want walls, doors, every single little detail that's gonna be in your picture. You want a reference for.
Oh,
So then once you do that, you're going to start out with a blockout stage. And you're going to go in, you're going to make some like really blocky general shapes and designs for what you want your scene to look like. Then we're going to move into making the actual props. So there's 2 different ways you can go about it. We call them pipelines. You could go from a low poly to a high poly. And that's basically you do now, instead of just the rough block out of the scene, you're doing block out to the props, which is going to be a low poly prop. It's not going to be as detailed as the finished product. Then you could take that low poly and you build a high poly, which is a obviously much more high detailed, high polygon count version of that prop.
Yep.
And for that kind of pipeline, what you would do is you project the high poly textures onto the low poly, so it's game optimized.
is it? It's like from a Photoshop
Yeah.
editor point of view. It's like different layers on the thing, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
You use Adobe, what's it called, dude?
Oh,
Adobe Design.
Adobe Design.
I
Right?
think it's Design. I'm forgetting. It's been a minute. But you go in there and it's Paint. Sorry. So you go in there, Painter. So you go in there and you import the low poly and you bake. It's called you bake.
You bake.
It's called
Yeah.
baking. You're baking.
Put it in the oven.
Yes, you put it in the oven. You
Cook it.
bake the high
Cooking up the
poly.
recipe.
Yep. Bake the high poly onto the low poly. Then you've got something that's got a low polygon count that has the illusion of being a high poly.
Sick.
So that's one, and then in there you do all the texturing, you get all the models and
Right.
stuff, because it's just gonna be a gray blob. It's not gonna have any colors or anything on it yet.
Right.
That's one way of going from the blockout stage to fleshing out the props. The other way is sticking in mid poly. Mid poly is gonna be all that you build instead of a low or a high. My scene that you saw on screen is a mix of both. I've got some low to high
Okay.
polys. The telescope, for example.
That's
But
mid poly. The
The
telescope.
which one?
The one that you sent me. The telescope you sent me.
Was it the mini one?
It was just a golden telescope. It was a gray background. It didn't really have anything. Just the telescope itself.
Yeah, that one was mid poly.
That's
A
mid
couple
poly,
of the other props in the scene, I did low poly first. I got like a couple stools that you see around. that was a low poly, and then I put a high poly on top of it.
Okay. Alright.
And so once you're doing stuff like that, then you spend all the time texturing. I mean, that's a very time consuming part because you gotta, I mean, there's so many details. I mean, if I went through and I showed you guys the layers, it's crazy. There's shadows, little accents, ambient occlusion, curvature.
With your telescope,
All
I
that sort of
remember something that I showed I showed a few people and I was like, bro, come on, my boy, be doing that.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if it was Derrick or it was someone else showing them, like, look what he did, but it's so cool. And they were like, look, it has like little like dirt particles.
Yes.
On it, little dust.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Was that you, Derrick?
Yeah, I remember that. That was great. The detail on that thing was.
So that's part of the detailing. Like you had the little dirt,
yeah.
You know.
I get a dirt mask and I put that on the curvature of the object, so it automatically detects the curvature in the object, and then I lower the values. So it's like tiny dirt.
It's like a color, and you know how you have like the circle, like when you're drawing on an iPad or something. It's like a little circle, and then you just like dirt all over it.
So
I like that or no?
The thing with Painter, it can be that way. Painter has a lot of like pre-created textures for you to use. I could go on Google, I could look up dirt texture. If you look up anything texture, you can get like a huge thing of textures for free. And you use those textures. Yeah, it's pretty much like as easily accessible as fonts.
Okay.
So you go on, you can get a texture, and then what you do is you set up a curvature and you apply that to it, and then you have whatever you want projected on the curvature of that object. So if it's like a vase, the curvature is going to be like the bottom of the vase where like it reaches the base of it and it's like around the sides, around the inside.
And you have to do
creases
this
and stuff like that. You do it for detail. You do it for fidelity of your object. You want it to look as good as possible, especially if it's something that you want to add to your portfolio.
Okay, now this might be a question that I should think about for later. So you have a portfolio, right? Saying that immediately made me jump to, is that part of the hiring process when you want to get hired as a designer for a studio or for you like send in your portfolio? It's like being any other kind of artist, any other kind of painter. Yeah.
It's like your resume.
It's like your resume.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that game designers have portfolios. That's awesome.
ArtStation's like every single game designer has ArtStation.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And you want what basically? I'll get more into this later because I think you had a question about it.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll just wait. I'll save it because there's a lot to talk about there. But to finish up with the design process and how long it takes. After you do all that stuff, then you get into the details. Like you want the lighting to be right. You mess with the lighting. You mess with the sky. Depending on what you're seeing it in lighting, dude.
Oh man, we know about lighting.
We know about lighting.
Lighting is
for sure
terrible.
Yep. And then you set up some cameras. So you set up some cinema cameras in the usually Unreal Engine is like what I've been using. And then you take some pictures of your scene. That's your portfolio shots, and they got your scene. So I can't give you a number of hours because I could tell you weeks. You know what I mean? Like a project that you put a lot of time into, months maybe. So
let me
a ton of hours.
I have a different way to put this. Do you think it takes about as long as like you got your 9 to 5? You work like 5 days a week, 9 to 5. Does it take longer than 9 to 5 or like less time? Like,
well, what would be my project at a 9 to 5?
So the way I see it is, so you were trying to quantify it in hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how many hours does it take? It's more on how many days are you working on it and how long are you working on it each day.
Like something like that telescope, for example.
So it's like, let's just say you started on the first day of a month.
Yep.
When are you finishing?
Ooh, if I did it like a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, probably a month.
A month.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say that's a hefty amount of time.
And that's just to finish like one room, one area, one.
I'd say depending on what the scene is, that's an achievable object. I guess what could the scene be? Even my picture. I mean, that's a lot of work. But I think I'm underestimating how much time 9 to 5 is 5 days a week. I think that's
40
possible.
hours like a week.
40 hours.
40 hours like normal.
Oh, so it's like 120 hours in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
Okay.
Something like that's pretty close to what a scene could take.
And that's why we're still waiting for GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard.
Oh my gosh.
Making video games hard. That's one of the best parts about this episode I've been really looking forward to. Because me and Derrick were talking once about how we're not really upset that GTA 6 is taking as long as it's taking. And someone in the comments was like, oh, it's an L take. And I was like, these people are working hard, right? Like it's not easy to make a game of that size. And I think this will help shine some
insight,
get some insight on how difficult games actually are to make, how long they take to make, why it's like, oh, the studio has like 1,000 people working on it. Yeah, I have 1,000 people working on it, and it is a massive game. So
The thing with GTA 6 is that they're going so in depth with the graphics. It's like revolutionary level stuff, but they're also doing a lot of physics, and they want the world to be so insanely interactive. If they took all that stuff out,
the stripper twerking, it's physics.
it's physics, bro. They got
Jiggle physics
they
is
gotta-
physics.
The jiggle, you
Yes.
gotta get the jiggle physics right,
It's
man.
physics.
If they took all of that stuff out, like the world being as interactable as it's going to be, like I think they talked about like roads being under construction throughout the game, and like they actually get built and destroyed and stuff like that.
That's insane. I
Like
didn't
they're
even hear
gonna have
about that.
actual roads being built, and you could watch it in real time. It's crazy stuff. But if they took all that out, I think it fast tracked them a lot.
Genuine, but it's like a $1 billion game,
it's
man. Like
gonna
it's
be
gonna
Yeah,
difficult, yeah.
that is true.
It's gonna be probably the best game of all time. Like for me, it would not be my best game of all time.
Like,
because
it wouldn't be your
stories,
favorite.
for me. It would not
Right.
be my favorite.
Okay.
But I think objectively, with the revolutionary level stuff that they're gonna have in that game, I mean, it's just gonna be up there for everybody, no matter how you view like storytelling or the plot or anything like that.
I'm more of a I've always been more of a storytelling guy. Like,
Me
I
too.
hear-
So it wouldn't even be in my top 5. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I prefer. I think now this might be a crazy take. I think GTA 5 was more revolutionary for its time, gameplay wise, than Red Dead Redemption 2 was.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was still revolutionary, but we still had some games that maybe were 90% as good as Red Dead 2 when it came out. Meanwhile, GTA 5 when it came out, it was like, okay, this is the greatest. Like gameplay is the greatest. I prefer Red Dead 2 any day of the week over GTA 5, and it's simply just one has my favorite story in gaming history. One has probably the worst story of recent GTA history. So I'm very much a story guy.
Yeah.
But now getting back to it, I do want to ask Derrick, do you have any? Your questions are more based on like actually designing games, right?
Games, the vision, like, yeah.
Okay, I'll let you lead the questions then, because my questions are more like based, like actually working in game design, like more company based, more like
Okay.
like not the development itself, more like what is the career path look like? So
See, I also have some like that though.
oh yeah, but
Like I have 2 or 3 like that are pretty.
I feel like
in
all
depth.
of mine are very much like that. So I'll let you stick to your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just came up with this one off top, but
Okay.
I was just
No,
just
okay.
curious. Since we were talking about it, with the scope that you're referring to with GTA 6, just out of curiosity, if the rumors are true and it does end up to be like $100, are you paying that, or do you think it's worth it?
We've talked
I
about
think
it
it's
so much on the
100%.
show.
I think it's 100% worth it.
Okay.
I think all of the time, it's just unfathomable how much time and money was put into that game. That $100 to have a game that's gonna feed you content for so long, I think it has to be worth it. Now you got Mario Kart 9 being $90. That's not worth it.
What?
I don't think it's worth it.
$90?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
$90.
Derrick is not tapped into how evil
What?
Nintendo is.
Yeah, that's not.
Nintendo's
You
like-
cannot justify that.
Dog.
GTA 6 being like similar price is gonna be. It's gonna be insane.
$100, man. Like, I said that I would prefer if it's not $100. I would pay it simply because I use an analogy, right? So, excuse me. I played Arc Raiders. How much is Arc Raiders?
$40, I
Arc
think.
Raiders is $40, right? How many hours do I actually have in Arc Raiders? I think like I'm pushing like
Near
70.
100.
I'm pushing like 70, 80 hours on Arc Raiders, right?
Okay.
So far. That's so far, by the way. I'm gonna keep playing.
Yeah,
So
season just came
it's
out today,
less
by
than
the way.
$1 per hour,
Wow.
and I'm
Already.
already, and I still have
Yeah.
so much lifetime. Like GTA 5, I can't even imagine how many hours. I've been playing GTA 5 since 2015, consistently till 2019. And when I was a jit, I'd spend the summers like I'd wake up in the morning, get my friends on the Xbox,
Yeah, dude,
then we'd
hop
get
on.
on
Just
it.
grind it
Hop on.
out. Yeah, just
All
grind it
day.
out.
So
Yep.
like, could you imagine how much per hour I actually got out of GTA 5?
It's so worth it. You wouldn't not pay that money for all those
Like-
experiences.
Like pennies, bro. Like genuinely less than that. It's crazy. And then people want to talk about $100 for GTA 6. Well, if GTA 6 and GTA 7 have a similar gap, right? Maybe even longer, you're gonna get so much gameplay out of this game. Then you look at something like Mario Kart, right? You're just not gonna get as many hours out of it in comparison.
No.
On top of that, how much did that game actually cost to make?
It definitely costs a lot of money, but it's not going to be comparable to GTA 6.
Yeah,
The prices are
not
even
at all.
close, and one of them was a very expensive game with a lot of people on staff, a lot of like years to make. Another one's Mario Kart, like
Right. And
You know?
it's highly anticipated. I've been waiting for another Mario Kart game. I got 8 years ago.
was
and
8 the
it's-
last one?
8 was the last one. It's been a staple in my family for a long time. I was excited for 9. I don't got it.
$90.
I haven't paid for it. I mean, granted, I don't have the Nintendo Switch 2, but if I did,
Right.
Because you don't want to sign your soul away to get
I'm
the
not.
Nintendo.
Yeah,
Bro, they're like, you sign a thing that's like, we actually own all your games. You don't actually own anything. We can just break your console whenever we feel like it.
It's so strange what they're doing. The
on this podcast, we're gonna add Nintendo to our shit list. Right now we have Tarantino on it from last episode. We have Nintendo, and we have Jack Doherty. That's right.
Oh yeah, we did do that one. Yeah, did we?
What did you say, Derrick? Timo and Sheen?
Oh yeah,
We have Timo and Sheen on there. So
invalid.
Dax.
Okay, no,
Dax
stop.
Flame.
No, he's a
No,
rapper.
no, no.
Oh, I was like, Dax Flame.
Dax
What's up with
Flame
Dax
is
Flame,
Dax Flame is
No,
legendary.
he's a rapper. I'll show you some.
Is he a
On the
rapper?
halftime break, I'll show Evan a clip of Dax, and he'll give y'all his reaction.
Yeah,
But,
he'll come to learn about Penelope.
Oh no!
He's looking up the recipe.
Stop.
All right, so.
But yeah, that was just something that I was interested in. Now, like, to really get into the meat and potatoes, because I was intrigued, because as he mentioned, and I know content creation is gonna be really more in the second half, but you're juggling both these things, right? You say you love storytelling. You're obviously an artist. Otherwise, why would you be here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does the next, not to be like, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, right? But not necessarily as a time stamp, but what does the following into the next steps look like for you? Are you hyper focusing on anything right now? Are you kind of allocating all your time to multiple different things to, spread your skill points out? Like, what are we looking like right now?
Spread your skill points.
No, that's a really good question. So right now, as far as game development goes, getting a career in that, because that's obviously something I want to do.
Right.
After the course ended, my main thing is just building that portfolio that we just talked about. Building it, working more, learning more, getting as much as I can in there that looks impressive and hireable. And then one main thing a lot of people do is indie game teams. You know what I mean? That's a really good step into the door.
Right.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
actually.
foot into the door is working on an indie game. Even if it's one game and it's not like a steady job, but it's just one game. You work on it, you finish it, you're done. It's a great resume builder too, because you're going to want to have a resume as well as the portfolio. But it's just a huge portion of what makes you hireable is having some experience with making games and having that portfolio. So that's one thing I'm doing is building the portfolio. But at the same time, I'm really into YouTube too, because I'm seeing how much potential it does give me when I put in all of that time, and I can't just let that go. It's always been a dream of mine, just as much as game development, since I was below the camera height, you know what I mean?
2 episodes ago, I sat here and I ran it for 20 minutes being if I don't do YouTube, I don't even know what I'd do with my life.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest things I want to do. I'm so happy to hear someone else actually talking about it. It's
since the Minecraft YouTubers, they were the one, Captain Sparkles, bro.
No,
that's my guy.
This guy gets it. This guy gets
Legendary.
it.
That's my guy. And I grew up and I'm like, I want to do what he's doing. Now, obviously, nowadays I wouldn't do what he does for content, but I want to make content like him and be. I remember seeing on the news, there was a headline: Captain Sparkles bought an insanely expensive house.
Yeah.
And it made a headline. It's Minecraft YouTuber buys crazy expensive house. And I'm like, good for him. He spent all this time working hard.
And doing what he loves.
Doing what he loves, having a great time, being with friends too.
I do want to save the content creation thing for later.
Yeah.
I have so many. I do want to spend at least an hour just gushing about content creation with Evan. But
it's a mix right now. I'd say it's a 50-50 split. Building portfolio, building my brand.
Your
brand. And what does kind of almost like a follow-up to have an even closer look into the game development as far as how you approach it, right? So when you're looking at these resume builders as you're creating these things, do you have certain things that you're trying to highlight as far as what you're intrigued in? Obviously you have to show that you're well-rounded, right? But your approach to art and storytelling, right? And the end goal, actually this is probably something to ask before. Do you want to have your own game? Do you want to direct your own game one day?
That was my question. Fuck you.
I mean, this because that question kind of flows into what I'm trying to get at here.
Okay.
Specifically though, do you want to make an indie game at any point, your own indie game?
Yes.
The first thing I'm going to say is the first thing that you said in that sentence, which is something that I want. When you look at my portfolio, I want it to be, okay, he's really good at telling a story with an environment.
Okay.
You look at it, you're like, okay, I can see There's a shattered table over there. There's broken glass on the floor. There's, I don't know, splinters of blood on the floor over here. But it's a midnight scene. There's faint light of cop cars outside. Like, you can see the story that's being told with the scene that I make.
Without a word being spoken.
Without a word being spoken. That's something that I really strive to do with all my scenes. And so leading into the second thing, 1010% would I like to make my own game at some point. Absolutely, that's a dream. That's always going to be there. In fact, I think that I did a lot of research a while ago, and don't shame me for this. The League of Legends creators, right?
Okay.
They made a shitty game, but the story...
They made a shitty
game. But the story is so expansive, and they set such a good basis, and they created this company at like early 20s.
Big Arcane fan, by the way.
Big Arcane
they made a
fan,
shitty
by the
game.
way. They did. We all know it. But basically, it almost inspires me to the point of like making my own game company and doing something insane, and it being focused on storytelling. Like, you get into my game, we're not going to let you down with the story. It's not going to be one of those companies that forgets about the story and ends up going down into, like, you know, the pit of hell. Because, like, a lot of games, you get really invested.
Wait a minute. Huh?
What did you say?
You get really invested.
Before that.
Oh, I don't know what I said.
To the what?
I think it was like the pit.
Of what?
It was like the pit or something.
We're PDF file.
I heard the first one. We removed that.
Ends up going down into, like, you know, the pit of hell. Because, like, a lot of...
And you get into the pedophiles, like, whoa, what?
You heard it right too.
No, I heard that. I heard.
Oh, I heard it.
Pit?
And then you get into the pedophile, and I was like,
Pit of hell.
that's Minecraft YouTubers.
No, yeah, it's not. That's crazy, dude.
Not game devs.
We gotta throw up the captions, bro. They need captions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, not only on the first episode, we did captions in English and Spanish.
We need the auto-generated captions, bro.
Yeah. But you did not say pedophile.
Okay.
Because you get there's a lot of games you get invested into a story, and then they drop the ball because they end up prioritizing other things.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be something that I promise players would not happen in a game that I could get really into growing a team with. And so that's my angle. Not just to make a little tiny game, but to make something on a scale so big that I can help bring up other people's love for storytelling as well.
Okay.
So you want to have other collaborators to come in and like to be able to tell their own stories and stuff within your world?
I think that'd be cool.
Okay, yeah, I'd love
interesting.
That. That's
okay.
That's how I see writing too. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with that. But I do have a question based on something that you were talking about indie game, and the Game Awards just happened, right? And I don't know if y'all seen the generational run that Timothy Chalamet's been on when it comes to his whole takes on awards and all that stuff. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about awards when it comes to gaming? Do you aspire for awards? Is that something that you want? Do you want to be seen as great within the game design like world? Or is it more like I'm just trying to make what I make and I want people to be happy and enjoy it?
I think awards are a bad measure of how well and successful and well received something is.
Okay.
Because I think awards will always be subjective, and it depends on who's voting and the amount. I mean, you could just have the wrong majority vote for something, and then you don't get an award, and you're like, oh, what'd I do wrong? But you're doing great things.
Okay.
You didn't get an award. And I feel like, I know you wanted to talk about the Game Awards. I feel like the awards are not as big of a sign as how loyal your player base is. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're not like with like Game Awards specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to win a Game Award, it wouldn't mean to you nearly as much as if you saw people on social media talking about your game. Like, would you rather win an award or would you rather see fan art from your games?
Fan art, 110% fan art.
People
People loving my characters, resonating with them, getting them tattooed on their bodies, random stuff like that. It's just crazy stuff.
Getting them tattooed on their body?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, tattoo episode?
Miyazaki.
Soon.
Miyazaki's
I'm gonna get Miyazaki tatted on my face.
Yeah. He's quite happy with Derrick. Hey, Araki. Me and Derrick both got JoJo's tattoos.
Yes. Araki, the GOAT.
Oh, I love Araki, man.
But yeah, I think passion from individuals that are into my story is much more important than awards.
Okay. So,
even though, of course, it's cool.
Yeah, branching off a little bit, maybe not just awards, but how do you feel about like greatness within your craft? Do you want to be seen as a great or no?
Yes.
Like, is that like something very specifically you drive for?
I do. I want to be what is it? A noun? What's the word?
Renowned.
Renowned.
There you go.
I want to be a noun. I want to be a renowned storyteller. I would love to be, Evan, he has made an incredible story. It's like George Lucas Star Wars.
Okay. So you.
Come on now, because I want to be there too with my
Oh
films.
no! What are we gonna do?
Have to fight.
No, we work together, and then it's like insane.
You make a game, I make a film based on your game.
There
we go.
That's crazy.
No,
you chase, not chase, right? But you would do it for the respect, like that kind of the shine around your name when you're in the conversation of storytelling, especially in the game industry. You would like to have that respect.
I would like to have that respect. First and foremost, the passion drives me to do what I do. But the respect would be something that I would love to eventually get from it.
So you want to see your name one day aside like Miyazaki and Kojima and like all these really.
I think that would be the best outcome. That would be what I would be happy with dying for.
I'd love to show.
That would be the legacy. Just
Kojima
a chandelier of all the names in your up there.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fire.
That's exactly what it is.
Just show
for
Kojima
storytelling,
feet, wiggle my toes in his face.
What?
What?
Kojima's a big foot guy.
What's going on? Oh, okay. I'm not.
You're not.
I'm
Kojima
not.
is. So you're not gonna feed in your games like Kojima?
Maybe I gotta start doing that. Start implementing feet in my games. Is that how you get up there?
It seems to have worked so far.
I mean, Miyazaki and Kojima are both.
They're both pretty.
Maybe I gotta start doing that.
All right. Hey, next time when you see Evan's games,
pop up the feet model.
Stop.
Holy shit!
The reference pictures.
The foot reference pictures.
Yeah, it's just like the bottom of a foot. You see Tomas's face like half in the back of the
Is that what you're gonna start messaging your friends? Be like, hey, can you send me a foot pic real quick? It's a reference photo.
I just need it for a project.
Yeah, just for a project.
I'm almost done.
I need like another ankle.
the sole. Get the sole.
Get the soles. The ankle's a little ankle.
Could you spread your toes a little bit?
Start gripping the screen. But since we did talk about indie games a little bit, I do want to move over from indie games to studios, right? Mm-hmm. And I do know the answer of this. I just want to put it out there for people. What is your dream studio and what is your dream game to work on?
It's a really good question, one I haven't really thought of much recently. Just kidding, psych. God of War, Santa Monica Studios, located in California. That is where I want to. That is the goal, is to work on God of War. God of War, I've never been more touched by a game in my life. 2018 and Ragnarok. I don't know what it is about it, but everything about them just like hit me in the right way. And
2018 specifically.
2018 and Ragnarok. I'd say Ragnarok more than 2018.
So you two have beef.
Why?
Because remember, the Game Awards was Elden Ring versus God of War Ragnarok.
I wish God of War Ragnarok won for sure, yeah. But I think Elden Ring's deserving as well. I think both are deserving, but it would have been really cool to see Ragnarok at it.
There was a big community.
To be fair, I also played. I didn't play all of God of War, but I played Ragnarok. Was a phenomenal game. Yeah.
No, we can agree on that.
Y'all don't even let me instigate, man.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Like, agree to disagree. Elden Ring, I will say, personal favorite. Yes, I do think it is. It's in there for the greatest game of all time, though. Like,
I think so.
And God of War Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I will say, I've never played a God of War game ever.
Wow.
I don't own.
Now you're instigating.
Now that's bad. Now you're gonna be the butt of the joke. You're gonna get attacked.
I talked about it last episode.
Okay.
When we were talking about superheroes, the superhero genre, and I said there hasn't been a good superhero game since the Batman Arkham games. And I think it was Derrick that was like, what about the Spider-Man games? I don't own a PlayStation. If it's a PlayStation exclusive, I've probably never played it.
They're good.
Except for Bloodborne. Most PlayStation exclusives, I just don't have the facilities to play them. So, as someone who's never played a God of War game, is it worth? Is it worth the hype?
Yes. Yes.
It's worth the hype. It's just like pure adrenaline and like rage and amazing storytelling, and
so
it's
good.
Just like
more specifically,
it's man.
And the dialogue. You're such a dialogue lover. The dialogue is amazing.
He's wise.
That's the main.
Get some good quotes.
Like dialogue. So is it more? I know a game doesn't strictly have to be both, but is it more like gameplay, I'm playing this and I'm happy with the controls and stuff like that? Or is it more like I'm sitting down and I'm listening to the story? Which one is it the bigger focus there?
you're watching a pretty good movie when the cinematics come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
gameplay
yeah.
is not bad by any means. I love the gameplay, but when a cinematic starts, I'm like
I
sitting
do
there with
think every
popcorn.
great game to me leans into one of the two. It's either
Yeah.
this is more of a story game with really good gameplay, but it's more of a story game, or it's more of a like the gameplay is great and the story's like it's there, but like
What would
I
you say?
think it depends on how you attack the game, right? Because like
I'm
Evan's
talking
saying,
about single player story games, by the way. I'm not
no,
talking
yeah,
about
but God of War specifically, I feel like when you sit there and you see Thor and you see Jormungandr, it's like, yo, that popcorn is getting ran through. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's like how you attack the game because as far as gameplay, the gameplay is also it's like you can compare it to Batman. Tomas, you can
I love
sit
the
here
Batman games.
and you can play the Batman and you can not really, I mean, not really care about the story because you're a detective at the same time, right? But you cannot pay a ton of attention to the story, and just because the gameplay is that good because it is in the Batman games, you
Did
can
that-
just have
did that
fun.
happen?
What?
Are there people out there who didn't care about the story?
I mean, I would assume so. There's every type of player, right?
my
But
God.
but what I'm saying is though,
You played the
just
game
like
wrong.
yeah, no, you did.
You
but
played the game wrong.
but I'm saying though, for those that do play a game in that way,
Yeah.
you can do the exact same for God of War, or you can play the complete opposite, and you'll either way, how you interpret it, how you go about it, how you enjoy the game, it's just that good of a game that you can go through it, and
So-
any way you attack it, it's going to be an amazing game. I've never heard anything bad about any God of War game ever.
Okay, so basically,
And that's for a reason.
What we're saying here is
Vouch.
go check out our Patreon when it comes out, so I can able to buy a PlayStation and play God of War.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I like how you flipped that. I was
That's where all
so
the funds are
confused.
going.
I was so confused. I was like, what?
They can't. Yeah, I can't wait for us to get sponsors and for me to just stick them in everything.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it.
Shameless plug
I just have like a
every
Coca-Cola-
5
I'm holding
minutes.
a Coca-Cola can like this the whole episode.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like me with the mic just with the Coca-Cola.
Sponsored by Anno Yeti. No, we're not. But
Not yet.
getting back to it, right? You said you want to work on God of War.
I would love to work on the next God
You'd
of War
love to
game.
work on the next God of War game. In what kind of role? Do you want to be like the lead? Do you want to be like lead story wise? Do you want to be lead in game design? Like, what do you want? What part of the game do you want to really make? Because I'm guessing you can't be in every department, right?
Can't be everything.
You can't
I
be
would
everything.
say what I'm leaning towards would be an environmental designer. So working on environments as I've
Okay.
learned.
So
I love
Yeah.
the storytelling aspect, but if I was to work at a company where I had to help with the game, not create the game myself, that would be something where I'm okay. It's basically they give me the story, I build, I help show it.
okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I'm over here building
Like what you
Asgard
said-
or
what you
something.
said
So
earlier.
so you're the type that's
The
like
environment's telling the story, like you said earlier. Like you
Yeah.
see a broken vase, and you can
yeah
assume that.
yeah. Like kind of like how it goes to like you hit the title card or like you enter that room for the first time and it's like then the cinematic starts and you've made that whole scene right
Yes.
and it's
And also,
okay.
I was thinking more of like you go into a room like you're playing Amnesia. Amnesia's a really good example. You play Amnesia, you walk into a room, and you see certain stuff in the room, and certain stuff just tells you more about the story. Oh, actually, I thought of a really good example. I watched Moist Critical. Shout out for the 1000th time.
Sure.
I saw him playing
Many
this
more to
game.
come.
So much glaze. I saw him play this one game, and it was kind of like you had to go into this room, and it was the same room every single time, and you had to make sure whether or not you were hallucinating or not. And the way you would tell whether or not you were hallucinating is by checking if anything was off with the room. So you had to literally
Interesting.
you had to walk around the whole apartment and be like, okay, is the fridge, is the same items in the fridge or the same? And you learn more about the character, the main character with the doctor, that kind of stuff, because on his wall you see his like diploma and you see a photo of him dressed up
there
as
you
a
go.
doctor.
That's setting
So-
the stage. Yeah.
Exactly, and that will eventually unveil more about the lore of the game. It's a pretty solid game. I liked it. Throw it up on screen because I don't know the name and I do want to shout out the game. So throw up the little title or something for the game. But so that's more what you want to be. You want to be creating the levels to be like, okay, and then this little detail that.
They come to me, they tell me this is the Kratos is traveling here and he needs to do this, but this is a war that happened here 20 years ago. And I'm like, okay, I got you. And I work with, obviously I'm not the only person doing it on like a AAA game, but I work with people
Right.
and I build out what this is. Okay, there's like a grown over spear that's over here into the dirt. There's like this destroyed fortress that's over here, stuff like that. If I, like we talked about earlier, if I was in charge of my own game, I would have a much stronger presence in the storytelling.
Your own indie game, right?
Yeah, like indie game or full game, like wherever that leads me.
Okay.
Any sort of game in the future that I create myself, or lead at least. I would love to be more involved in the story, but working at Santa Monica, it'd definitely be a focus on the environmental design. Yeah.
Right. So over the story design, you'd be more on over the story. You'd be more on like the design.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I would rather be on the designer, like environmental design, than like the writer team.
room.
Okay. Okay.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Whenever it comes, since we've talked about story so much, experiences like God of War for you, right? Experiences like God of War for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can bring up any game if any game prior has kind of influenced you in this way. But when you end up making your game, right? How heavy are you weighing the interpretation of the whoever's going to play the game? You know what I mean? So it's like what I'm asking essentially is when you're making this game, are you how much room are you going to leave for interpretation? Are you going to try to pinpoint certain, let's say, emotions? Have you played E33 at all?
I haven't.
Okay,
I
so
really want to.
For example, in that game, they highlight family. They highlight certain topics like orphanage is a rampant problem there. So are you gonna do you like the idea of having a certain focus on certain emotions that you want to tap into and have the experience of the player be unique or at least more unique for each player, or would you try to have your magnum opus just be exactly what you want it to be, and this is a story and it's either you enjoy it or you don't, or you're somewhere in the middle?
I really like that. I think the best stories are the stories that are about blank. So it's like, okay, it's a story about family. That's like, if you boil it down to one line, story about family, story about war, story about struggle, stuff like that.
Okay.
I definitely like the idea of, if I was, when I was to make a game, it's focused on a specific aspect in a big, roundabout way. So like you're saying, like E33 based on family, and stuff like that. I would like to. It's like picking a couple themes from a hat. It's like really writing out the story, picking themes,
Right, yep.
and those themes being prominent throughout the game.
Right, this is really my realm of shit. I'm not
Okay.
So I feel like
question.
I'm listening and I'm like, I feel like every story can be boiled down to its core themes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I you can apply it to literally every story. Every story has themes. Would you try and implement more of like things that you personally value, or was it going to be more general, like worldview? Like, I mean, more specifically, like, oh, we all like family. Are you going to make it about family, or are you going to make it more of like, this is one of my personal strong beliefs, so I'm going to like make my game about that?
I think I would do it based on something I'm passionate about, because that's where the most. I think that's where the story would really shine with its strengths, is if it's something I'm very into, very passionate about, but also something that's not so niche to me that other writers couldn't hop onto the team and work with it and drive it forward.
And I asked that so I could ask kind of like a follow-up to that. When you're making something more personal about yourself, would you be more willing to be vulnerable towards like, I'm going to add stuff that I've experienced, I'm going to add this kind of stuff that I've experienced to like enhance the story from like a first person point of view, like I've experienced this, so I'm gonna put this in my game?
Yes.
Just yes?
Yeah, I think that is something that it adds detail, it adds depth to the story. It allows the player to connect on a deeper level to what they're experiencing. It's stuff like Arcane, like you watch it, and I'm not gonna spoil crazy stuff, but you watch it and then you go back and you watch it again, and there's just like so many details from the beginning of the show. From one of the very first scenes is also a parallel to the very last scene. And it's stuff like that, little details that make it so much of an incredible story. That's my single biggest inspiration for storytelling.
You do see stories like... You do see some stories where the themes are more general, like they're based on things that everyone cares about.
Right.
Like, you look at something like Fast and the Furious, that's just like the good films, the good Fast and the Furious ones. They're just based on family, right? They're not based on anything super duper specific that's meaningful to the person who made that film, right? And you look at other stories, and they're very much like the person who made the story went through it. One that a lot of people don't know is 500 Days of Summer, the romance movie. It's based on a breakup that the person who wrote the film went through.
And I'm sure there's a great story because of that.
500 Days of Summer is like a top 3 romance movie. It's amazing. Right. It's just, but then you look at a movie that's more general, like Tokyo Drift is not a bad film. And it's not really specific to them. It's more like themes are just general, So you lean more towards like, maybe some people won't relate to this, but I'm writing something that I care about personally.
I think a very personal overall theme is the way to go, yeah.
Okay. I can respect
that. Within a genre.
Obviously.
So like genre, sci-fi, personal theme, battling with, I don't know, like what's an example? Battling with struggle with power or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I can't think of something like off the top of my head.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I
On a
don't.
deeper
Yeah,
level,
you don't
yeah.
need like super crazy examples. It's just the way that I see it is like you see a lot of people aren't willing to be vulnerable with their stories, and they're not willing to actually share stuff they've gone through for their stories. They're more like, I'm just gonna write this, and I'm gonna more focus on building the world and all that stuff. I think it comes off weaker when you don't implement stuff that you've gone through. You don't implement your own stuff that you're passionate about because you're not gonna write as you're not gonna be into the writing basically.
I agree with that, especially when it comes to this creating a specific character in the story.
100%.
Making them more human is so much easier when you base it off of a real person's experiences. Obviously, not like a real translation, but you take a lot of human aspects and experiences and you translate it into a character. It's so much easier
I
to.
feel like most great characters are based on stuff like that.
Right.
Like how Derrick in It is based off Stephen King's hometown. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Or like
I didn't know that.
What's it called? Scarface is based off Al Pacino.
Really?
Or is it Al Pacino? I think it is Al Pacino. He's based off a mobster because you want the story to go in that direction.
Right. Yep.
Right. But let me side tangent a little bit. I heard him talk about story and I was like, I really want to throw my 2 cents in here. I want to see how Evan feels about this.
I love story
I want to
stuff.
feel how Evan feels about like personal stories versus like non-personal stories,
Yeah, and when you look at stories and the building of a story, for example, right? Let's say you're gonna have it be a multifaceted.
It's hot in here. I'm sweating.
It is a little warming here.
When we go on break, we're gonna
Yeah, sweatpants on.
We're all actually pretty
pretty
Bundled up right now.
Yeah. When you approach the building of a story, right? And obviously you don't know yet because you haven't gone and made your first game. But when you do approach,
before, though, right?
yeah. But when you approach that first large project, right? Because it can be a large project like 20-hour game, 30-hour game. It could be a 100-hour game. Do you have an idea of what you would prefer? Like, would you rather have this humongous, grandiose, kind of slow build into this huge story? Or do you prefer the more short and sweet? Do you prefer, like, just going head first 24/7? Like, do you have a lane that you are kind of eyeing and have tunnel vision to kind of slide into whenever you do have the opportunity to start making games? Or do you not really... You haven't really cemented yourself in any type of ordeal that you want to be in?
I think a long term would be something I'm more interested in. I like telling shorter stories if it was to lead into a grander thing. So I already have some bits of a story that I've had for a while written out. I've already got character ideas and plot ideas. Genre?
What genre are we looking at?
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Okay.
Sci-fi. But it's like a magic sci-fi. Like there's like magic involved.
Okay.
Were you squinting?
I'm squinting. Just get there. I'll let you want to
That sounds cool.
I'll tell you I'm squinting.
But is
Sci-fi like... What are we talking about here? You said sci-fi magic.
Actually,
do you mean like Harry Potter magic? Do you mean like, I don't know, fucking Knights of the Round Table magic? Like old-timey?
No. I mean, like, okay, maybe sci-fi is actually not a good definition. Maybe I just kind of threw that.
Well, hold on. Because sci-fi is a very...
Well, the more I think about it, I'm thinking it's more like magic is the main... And it's not magic. Magic is like the word people use for anything that's like,
No, yeah, that's
like
fine.
supernatural.
Supernatural in a way.
I'm willing to go magic.
Mine's a lot more based on the fact that it's... How do I say this? It's like powers of the universe, our main focus, but there's also like gods and stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So...
But it takes a sci-fi aspect with what the gods do.
No, if there's if there's any kind of like magic involved, even if it isn't exactly magic, it is sci-fi. I mean, the first sci-fi story ever is Frankenstein.
Oh,
and Frankenstein is like just a horror, but it's science fiction because reanimated a dead, like, rebuilt corpse. That's science fiction.
Right.
And
so in that sense, yes.
It is okay.
But yeah, the main plot revolves around the like these two brothers as gods, and they're the villains, not the heroes or the main character. They're like the main villains of the story.
We're following the villains?
Sorta at the start. It's like a very roundabout way. So like they're the main central overarching plot of like the universe and how it all works and everything, and that they're very important to it. But the main characters are actually, it's kind of like I think like Loki season 1. Like the main characters are on a much lower scale to what the villain is. but they don't know what the villain is.
I have a really weird analogy. I need you to have like watched a show for this. Have you
Okay.
seen Futurama?
No.
Damn.
Nope.
Nah, there's an episode where Bender is like a god, like he's floating through space and like a whole civilization is like building up on his chest, and he tries to do good things, and he doesn't sometimes. Sometimes he does bad things. Is it kind of like that? Like they overlook a civilization, kind of.
But they're the bad ones.
No, yeah.
Yes.
They're the bad ones. They
Yes.
overlook it.
Yeah.
So-
And there's ones like them, but they're the bad ones. Yeah.
And is
there's,
that
there's other ones within this like area that we follow.
Right.
They're not the only gods in this area.
They're not the only ones, but they're the only ones of their kind.
Okay.
Because they're based on a specific power source from like this great like shattering from a while ago. They were like born from it.
Okay.
And they're these two brothers.
I just thought you said shattering, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, I do have another question about that. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
Go for it.
do each of these them supposed to represent something? Like, are each of them supposed to represent like some kind of emotion, some kind of like state of being?
They're very different from each other, and I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want the characters to represent in the story. Like we're talking about representing, really being. It's like kind of like a lesson of like too much of this is bad, too much of this is a flaw. It's sort of like that.
Okay, so you're trying to teach a lot. That's important,
Right?
So that is like good. I do think that's good overall.
One of them is more calculated and quiet in the shadows. The other's more like up in your face and
like
straight up evil. Yeah.
Yeah, just like super brash. Just
Yes. Yeah. Great.
You're
great
gonna send
report.
Derrick?
yeah,
I
stack
feel
of
like
smoke.
from
Yeah,
Sinners.
my goats.
That's Derrick's movie of the year.
And is that
I watched
something?
Sinners.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah?
But
You like
yeah.
But no, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Don't obviously no spoilers, right?
It's a far out thing, and it's something that going back to how we even got on this topic. I would want the story to be told in a way very similar to God of War, but the story would be so big that it would take like 3 games to complete.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you wouldn't get the complete story in one game.
Okay.
It's something I'd want to be continued as time goes on. And then you also bring that into kind of where I get some inspiration from League of Legends. They've had this same story going on all this time, but it's also a very different type of game. So it needs to be like a happy medium of being able to continue a story that long, but be in like a God of War AAA games format.
And you want it to be like RPG?
Like a role playing game, yeah.
Okay.
I literally
okay.
just said what that is.
If
Yeah.
you're thinking about the story from a video game point of view, do you know who the character, like who you would play as? You would play as one of these brothers?
No.
No, you wouldn't play as them.
Nope.
Okay.
You play as a
But they're the main
like a worker bee on a much lower scale for something that's
crazy.
that they have no idea what they're truly a part of,
For a
and
second,
then you
I was
find out
thinking,
more about their
like-
past,
Yeah.
and then their partner's past, and how it intertwines to them, and what happened to their past, and it's like there's also a lot of tragedy in it. You know, it's like best friends. You figure out this, and then there's also what they're a part of, and they have no idea.
It kind of reminds me of like Greek mythology, you know? Like they got the,
I mean, I probably have
Yeah,
subconsciously a
yeah,
lot
that's
of
true.
inspiration there. I love Greek mythology, Norse mythology. Those are my 2 big ones. I love it. I love it.
I love ancient Greece, man.
It's so interesting, the stories that they've created, and that's definitely a big inspiration for me, for sure.
Okay. No,
So there's a lot there. There's a
This
lot there.
concept, man. This is a really cool concept.
This
Yeah,
is the
it's
first
not-
time I've been able to like describe it without saying anything about
Like,
it.
every
So like
time-
I'm kind of giving it like a general.
You're describing it very well because every time you've said anything about it, it's been like, I was thinking this. Now, like, no, now I'm thinking this. Now I'm thinking. Like, before you brought up the gameplay, I was like, okay, this would be like some. Not this is a bad example, it's not a great game, but kind of like The Sims, like top down view. You play as these gods and you got your little like, workers down there. And you said you play as the workers. And I'm like, okay, now I'm thinking about it like, like God of War, you're playing as your person.
Which was
and
a
then-
crazy plot twist, by the way.
Yeah,
Like when you said play as the worker bee, that kind of just put like I was visualizing everything, and then like completely just wiped everything. Completely
Yeah,
new
so the main
picture
characters
came
are
up.
the gods, so I was
That
like,
sounds
this is
really
like
cool.
A top down, like you're this guy, and you're building your civilization, like civilization, or like what's that called? It's a game called like Dictate or something. It's really funny.
The
Check it
game, it's basically like if I was to put this in a format of like, okay, you're playing as Kratos, it'd be you're playing as this one character, I'll say worker bee, right? Because you're part of like, you're a cog in the machine, right?
All
Right.
You're sort of worthless in the grand scheme of things. But this character going about their lives doing what they do, which I won't say what they do, doing what they do, a part of where they work, but it slowly devolves from there, and it ends up getting so big that it goes up. So this is something that I battled with for a little bit when I was trying to write this story. I actually did kind of create a bit of it in a totally different way. I started really low, and then I tried building the story up to such a grand scale that it almost felt like it was getting like too outlandish. But then I realized that a really good story and a good method of writing it would be I start in a middle ground. I can expand down and I can expand up.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like it goes so far out.
By outlandish, you specifically mean the story doesn't seem believable, or more like
I'm throwing tons of random shit in there and it's just getting too large for
Oh,
so
okay,
it would be hard
okay.
to actually make a game based on this, right? Because of how much you're throwing in, or is it more like the story's gonna be hard? Is it the story's gonna be hard to write, or the game's gonna be hard to make? Which one was that?
Neither. It would be the ideas would be there would be too many ideas that it seems like I'm just like it's like a fanfic. I'm just throwing in as much as I can.
Okay.
Like it would just get cloudy.
Like I'm just kind of
I
like
understand
trying to
that.
throw in every trope, everything.
Okay.
And it's just getting too much. Like it's so far from what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, worker bee is where the level needs to
That's
be
a
because it
very
gets
important
lower.
point.
What they do is this whole world that is unexplored. Okay, and it's lower than them. It's smaller than them. Bigger than them is exploring the gods and what they're a part of. And so I want it to go up and down in the middle and start in the middle.
Okay, because I think that's a very important thing, which is about the tropes. You really do want your story to stick to its themes. You don't want to branch off too much.
It's easy to get inspired by too many tropes and try and throw them all in there.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta stick to
you
your.
don't understand,
core.
man. It's
I probably do.
no,
Yeah.
you probably don't understand. That's the worst part. I was like, I'm so used to talking to people who don't understand this.
Right.
No, dude, it's fucked up. Like you'll be writing a story and then you'll watch a show that's really, really good, or you'll watch a movie that's really, really good, and you're like, I love that the way they represented this. I want to add this to my story. Sometimes you just gotta save things for other stories.
That's exactly what it is. And that's the issue I was running into until I kind of looked at it from a different light. And I was like, okay, I want to take this on a different way.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
Speaking of other stories, do you want to keep in that lane as far as like moving forward? Like, for example, like you said, this might take 2-3 games to get down and have this be a huge project. Looking at the super long term, 10, 20 years making games, right? Which, I mean, now
that's a whole career, man. That's your life.
I mean, yeah, but not now. Games are getting pumped out every 3, 4, 5 years, right? So let's say let's say that doesn't take you a whole 10 years to get those 3 games out, right? Maybe on your second decade of making games, do you want to keep in that same type of lane as far as like how you approach creating a story and how you approach your audience?
So like basically changing, switching up my way of storytelling from like AAA games to something else.
Just
long
like
term telling.
Yeah, more so like how your process is here and how you're kind of analyzing every concept that you're trying to get in and that you're trying to get out and how you're implementing your own personal emotions into it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to follow that same type of idea? Do you think that's a pretty foolproof thing for you to get quality stuff out?
So that's a really good question. I got like a couple different responses for this. So the main analogy I want to have is Star Wars, and this is the reason why. This is the reason why.
Star Wars.
Yes.
You know our Star Wars clip got like the most interaction on Instagram?
That's
so
good.
Yeah, please talk about
It
something.
did.
Okay.
It did.
Star Wars.
Star
So
Wars.
basically, the main story started off 6 episodes, right?
Yeah.
6 episodes, main story. Then
we don't talk about 7, 8, and 9.
We don't talk about 7, 8, 9, but the main story, that world, you could say that story is almost wrapped up with a lot of the main characters that were during that time.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of them are dead now. Now the story moves on. It expands out from that same universe into tinier stories. Now you get little bits and pieces. You get a little show here and there. You get a complete story in and of the larger universe, in a movie, in a book, in this and that.
That's actually you chose like the perfect story because Star Wars is like George Lucas created Star Wars.
Yes.
But if you want to talk about legends versus canon, right? Legends, Star Wars, George Lucas made 1% of the Star Wars story, bro. George Lucas made 1% of it because the fans just went out there and the Star Wars licensing people just gave it to everyone. They said,
When you strike gold, when you strike gold, you only need to make 1% of the story for it to go on forever, to feed itself.
Even in canon, you made like 5% of it. You look at Clone Wars, right? Clone Wars show, the Rebels show, the games with Fallen Order and all that kind of stuff. You look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, you look at The Mandalorian, you look at all the comics and the books that have been written.
Another game just announced at Game Awards. They're doing
the Old
this.
Republic games.
Yep.
Like George Lucas said, I'm gonna make from Anakin up until Vader killing the Emperor. That's what I'm gonna make. And then I'll let you guys build thousands of years of history before that happened. And even if you know about Legends, thousands of years of history after Vader dies. So it's really like he said, I'm going to drop this world and I'm going to let y'all build it. And
that is something that I would love to take into the story that I'm building. So like let's say I get what I want to get to in 3 games. Let's say I start off in the middle, the next game explores below, the third game explores everything above, right? And when I'm talking about the middle, low, and high ground.
Yeah.
Let's say after I finish that, I've planned this before. What would a reboot of the story be if I wanted to bring it back in a way after the finale, right? Tinier stories are part of the larger universe. If I wanted to make an indie game that takes place in this place that has just enough relevance
Maybe
to
comics too.
Right, comics.
Like
Just enough
books
relevance to the main games that people that like that can get into it. You know what I mean? So little things here and there, I can easily then make my decision. Do I want to change up pace? Do I want to have smaller stories? Do I want to do another big AAA game based off this from the same universe?
100%.
That's kind of, I think, just how Star Wars does it.
You can even attract people who don't like games. I mean, a great example,
Yeah.
the best example, because you're wearing the hoodie right now, is League of Legends. League of Legends, you said you don't like the game, terrible game.
Nope.
But you love Arcane.
Love Arcane so much.
It just shows that the world they built is so much bigger than the game. It comes down to like, this game, we don't really love it, and then we're going to go make a show and people love it. For example, Cyberpunk also. Fucking Cyberpunk Edge Runners is so good. And I know so many people that have watched the show and loved it and never played 2077. I know people that have played 2077 and have never watched the show. And they both
different bits
love
for everybody,
Cyberpunk.
and everybody can get in on it, the same universe. Yep.
Exactly. And that's such an important thing for me. You know, I actually talked about that on like one of the first few episodes where I said I'd love to build a world that then I can just like sit back and let other people do the rest of it. It's such an important thing for world building. I'm very big on world building and lore, so I appreciate you talking about it. On
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's a sick concept. I didn't even know that about Star Wars, by the way.
Yep.
But that's a really, really insane concept. I like that.
Stories, great stories are built like that. It happens to. Maybe not like Lord of the Rings, not really. Harry Potter, not really. But aside from some of those, most of the stuff really comes from like the fans. It comes from people who are like, I love this growing up. So then I'm going to become a writer and I'm going to write stories about it. And then I'm going to get the license to officially publish it under the, you know what I mean?
Harry Potter has a little bit of it, but not nearly on the level as something like Star Wars because of the fact that you can't just be like, oh, making up this like one town that freaking Harry goes to. Like it exists. It's its thing already.
Yeah,
and
I'm not talking the Lord of the Rings enough for like.
Yeah, they could, you know, the thing with Harry Potter is they can expand into like any random, you know, person that they want in the wizarding world. They've done that before with that one movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. They've done it before, but it's not as.
The thing with Fantastic Beasts is it's by J.K. Rowling.
Okay, so it's not right.
Like I'm pretty sure she's made all of those. Like she made The Cursed Child. She made Fantastic Beasts. So it's like I don't see that much with Harry Potter, but it's because Harry Potter's sci-fi, its fantasy doesn't really come from the world. It comes from the magic system.
Right.
Meanwhile, something like Cyberpunk, it's the world. League of Legends, it's the world. Because when you have a magic system in the regular world, the magic system takes precedent as like what is really interesting about the story. Meanwhile, when you're building a world, sure, it could have a cool magic system, but we have a whole fucking world to learn about before we could actually start learning about the system.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I love. I love world building. I love lore. Lore is just like such an important part of all this stuff to me. So
being able to tell that in an environment was what ties it all together with what my interests are.
Yeah. Do we
have any more questions? I only have one more question.
Okay. I think you get your question out, and then we can wrap up the gaming segment. Do like a little halftime break.
Okay. What was your game of the year?
No.
If you have one. You
didn't play PlayStation 33, you said so.
I didn't.
Just what was your game of the year?
I will say you got to play it. So good.
I really do want to play it. It honestly caught my eye since last game of the year. I wrote it down in like a document. I'm like, I want to play this game when it comes out.
Super good.
I just haven't gotten
super
to it.
good. Take your time, but it's super good.
Okay, my game of the year. Do you have one off rip while I'm thinking?
Well, no, you're saying yours. Me and Derrick, we're doing an episode at the end of the year based on like our game or movie or everything.
Okay, so you guys are waiting. My game of the year?
Yeah.
Probably Dispatch.
That's good.
Probably Dispatch. Good. I love Dispatch. It was so...
Shout out.
Maybe we don't open this can of worms.
Do we? We have to.
What is there?
Time.
Okay, man.
You want to come after that? We can come back. Yeah. Ready.
But it's Dispatch. It's Dispatch for sure. The story's so good. It just came out of nowhere. Really good. I mean, the voice actors are crazy. You got Aaron Paul as the main character. Aaron Paul, bro. You got Aaron Paul.
Just so you know, Derrick started Breaking Bad yesterday.
Ooh.
I'm like 2 episodes into
How do you feel about
He's ahead of me.
How do you feel about Aaron Paul now?
It's great. I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
caught me off guard. His character is insane. Jesse's
one of my favorite television.
He's really cool.
Wait until you get to like the end of the show, like you'll see what I mean. Jesse's just such a great character. Shout out Aaron Paul, man.
Shout out Aaron Paul.
Shout out Moist Critical. Shout out Jacksepticeye.
Shout out everybody.
Shout out Santa Monica.
Have you seen the actor who plays Flambe?
Who?
Have you seen the actor who plays Flambe?
Yes,
he's Flambe in real life.
Just like him, bro. It's literally him.
It's like, so you're gonna voice his character. He's like, just make me.
Just make it me.
Just make him
That's
me.
so funny, man.
So yeah, shout out everyone, man, who worked on Dispatch. What a great game. The creative team has also been so like. There's been such great like interviews about them. Like every time they do anything together, it's like you can tell it was a lot of love. Like Analog has a lot of love.
That's what it is. There needs to be passion behind the game, and you really feel it too. Yeah. You really feel it, yeah.
So when you design a game, lads, passion, very important.
And love.
You gotta love what you do. All right.
That's it for me. You got anything?
We'll be right back. We'll see y'all later.
Ear-chipping.
And we're back, everyone. That's right.
Elephant ear chipping.
I caught them so up. They were talking.
All right.
Yeah, I'm tired. We need to get back into this, man. So, first half of the episode was all gaming. It was all like trying to figure out all that game design stuff and a little bit of that storytelling stuff. And now we're gonna get straight into the content creation of it. Derrick said that he's not very confident in himself. Remember this?
I did not use the word
isn't that
confident.
crazy?
What?
Isn't that kind of crazy?
I don't think he said that.
I didn't use that word.
He was talking about something. I don't really know what kind of questions.
Oh, question-wise. I just heard like Derrick's not really confident in himself.
Well, just because of the way that we're trying to get into it, there's certain things.
This guy is on a podcast. He does she does all the shorts for the podcast. He does a lot of social media work for us, but he don't know nothing about content creation. Come on, man, you're a content creator. Embrace it.
I don't know. I don't really title myself that way, but why I was saying, not that I'm not confident in the questions, but as far as how I approach those certain things, there's certain things that are off limits here, guys. You know what I mean? So there's some things that I would like to know that I'm gonna ask off of camera. I don't want y'all to know.
If you will Batman.
But no. I'm sure I'm gonna get some good questions in there, but this is a little bit more difficult of a topic for me to get into, especially because I don't see myself as a content creator.
Go in the comments, let Derrick know he's doing a great job, and he is in fact a content creator.
I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you.
No, genuinely, man, I'm really proud of how our Instagram looks, and it's all thanks to Derrick.
We're looking good. And then let glaze Tomas off of the thumbnails,
bro.
Just for the glaze fest.
I don't even know. I spent 9 hours yesterday rendering the video. Because I had to fucking delete a watermark that we filmed with on accident.
Oh my god!
I edited it for like 2 days. And then when I was done editing, I clicked the render button. You know how you render your videos, right? Yep. 9 hours estimated time. Holy shit! I had to show
the camera.
This dude's laptop was putting in a full shift, bro.
Not yesterday. The day before. Yesterday I was at work.
That's terrible.
The day before I was 9 hours straight rendering. I started rendering it, and I don't know if it was exactly 9 hours, but I remember that was the time it said. And at 11, I started doing 11 in the morning, right? I was at 12 at night playing with my boy on Football Manager 26. And I was like, yo, the video finished rendering.
Oh my god. It's finally done. Yay!
No, it's ridiculous, man. I love editing and getting straight into content creation. What is your favorite part of creating content? Is it filming the videos? Is it researching the videos, writing the videos, editing the videos, actually releasing them and seeing how the fans respond? What is your favorite part of content creation?
The part of it that I'm most motivated to do and most excited by is definitely the thumbnail, because there's a lot of importance with what you put in your thumbnail. It is you will not get any success if you don't have a good thumbnail. It doesn't matter how good the video is, how many hours you pour into editing. If the thumbnail isn't peak, ain't nobody clicking it. You could get a video with millions of impressions, you got 1% clicking it. And so I find that to be a daunting task, but it can be also very exciting. And I usually go through.
I don't like my thumbnails. It makes me sad.
Well, yeah, it's definitely something to improve on just as much as the content, because
100%. I do agree though.
It brings you all that success, and so that's what I'm most excited about doing.
That's a surprising answer, man. You hear YouTubers all the time, Twitch streamers as well, just anyone who makes content, talk about all these different parts. I've never, ever heard anyone say their favorite part of it is the thumbnails. But you're 100% right. Like, how often, viewers at home, my people right here, how often do you actually read the title of a YouTube video? The text that you end up reading is the text on the thumbnail.
That's true.
You don't really read.
That's true.
And that's something I noticed I was watching a YouTube video on my TV, and the text on the thumbnail said something completely different from the title.
Yep.
And I thought in my head, I was like, when I was thinking about this video, I was calling it by the text on the
There you
thumbnail,
go.
not even by the
So
title
important.
itself.
So important.
That's
yeah.
why I don't actually put that much effort into our titles. I put a lot more effort into our thumbnails.
Right. What I do, and this is like what I've seen is like sort of the correct way to do it for the meta, right? It's the method. So you design the thumbnail, you make it the best you can make it. You put on whatever text you want, however, whatever genre of YouTube you do or content, you make your thumbnail really good. You make the title based on the thumbnail. You want the title to complement the thumbnail.
Yeah, I do that too. I do the thumbnail.
Yep, not the thumbnail to complement the title.
I'm gonna pull up some of the thumbnails that we've made on the
Yeah.
So, because I don't know if you've seen all of our thumbnails, I want you to get an idea.
I've seen some, yeah.
So, this is a thumbnail I'm most proud of personally. The episode 7 thumbnail. It's up on screen. Go watch episode 7 if you haven't.
That's pretty good.
The
Yes.
That's pretty good.
thumbnail
Yeah.
is my favorite. It gets the idea of me and Derrick, the verses, trying to get the idea of our own personal styles, 2 outfits that we're both proud of in the back.
I'd say that's one of your strongest ones.
Yeah, this is our by far weakest one.
Yeah, I think the text is hard to read.
And now we've got 17 views, you know, you
Right.
didn't do well. Our most recent one, I do like the thumbnail. I'm quite proud of it.
I like that one too.
Like, the whole idea of making thumbnails, this one, man.
You blend in a little bit too much though.
Yeah, that's why we switched up from the couch to like individual.
Right.
Which by the end of this, we're gonna take a thumbnail photo, you, me, and Derrick.
Okay. Yeah.
But honestly, man, the way I see it is thumbnails are very, very important. But thumbnails are your most enjoyable part of the video. Really, it's interesting.
So when it comes to making
because of the importance, right?
Because of the importance, but it also there's so much room for like the kind of content I do. Without saying what I do, there's a lot of different ways I could go about the thumbnail. There's a lot of different aspects I could focus on for my thumbnail, and it's always fun kind of figuring out what I want to do for it. But then also comparing a thumbnail to the other parts of the video, writing a script. That is like that is a huge task. It takes forever, so much research to do while I'm writing it. Editing is just very tedious. Like I'm not gonna come out and lie and say editing I look forward to like 5 days of editing.
Now
you know
hold on now.
Yeah.
I look forward to 5 days of editing.
Okay, it's okay.
I
It's
enjoy it.
different, right?
I love editing.
An acquired taste.
Right.
Genuinely.
So
How do you see editing? I do want to ask because I don't want you.
Yeah.
Actually, finish your question, finish your answer, and then we get to it because that's another thing I really want to know.
I was basically going to say, compared to all those other things, thumbnail seems the least tedious to me and the most exciting to do.
So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of like the idea of the effort, like how much you're actually doing on it, and then the art of it. You know, you see this beautiful thumbnail. It's kind of like collage. You're collaging.
The most rewarding parts of the video for me, finishing the thumbnail and looking at it, and then clicking upload.
Okay, I can
Seeing the
respect
finished product and then seeing the video out.
So for you, it's about the destination. When the destination where you want to get, I can respect that. I've always heard like when you talk about content creation with people, a lot of people are very much like, I love the destination of it, right? Like you said, uploading it, finishing the thumbnail, instead of like the editing, the research, that kind of stuff. I'm very much a journey guy. I don't care much about the destination. The only part I care about the destination is the numbers. I do care a bit about the numbers because I do want people to receive it well, but I care a lot more about the editing of it. I love editing. I feel like, how do I explain this? Editing to me feels like I'm doing a job, but a job that makes me happy and I'm getting something out of. Like, it gives me the same feeling of productivity that going to work does, with the difference of I'm actually enjoying my time, unlike work where I want to, cry the whole time.
Okay. That is the way you should go about it for sure. I think for me, because I've been doing this for 8 years, on and off for a little bit, but the past 4 years I've been straight for it. I've lost a bit of the passion for the process, the journey, like you've said.
Yeah.
And that is something that I should look into, and I have before. I think I need to switch up editing programs to do more with the videos, do different things, because when I switch it up, I find it much more exciting to do.
I recommend DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah, I've been looking into DaVinci Resolve, so I think that is something I need to explore on my part, because there should be passion behind it. You know what I mean? It shouldn't
100%.
feel like a chore to do, and I think that that's kind of what it's become a little bit, even though it's still rewarding to complete.
A very specific question based on the kind of content you create and the kind of content I've made in the past and want to continue to make. Do you prefer research or scripting?
The research is easy. It comes easy for me because I have most of it here.
Hey.
So
No, yeah, I prefer research over scripting, 100%.
yeah, the research is easy.
So when you weigh out, like you're saying, like the passion that you have behind the process, do you think any of that has to do, like, for example, like with since you're doing everything yourself, right? With the thumbnail, with the editing, with the scripting, with the recording, do you think any of that has been lost because of the creative freedom in each of those like mediums of what you're doing, like varying in terms of like, for example, the thumbnail is very visual, whereas the scripting you're just writing, right? Which you've already said you enjoy that, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that has an influence over what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy? Like you're saying, you don't really enjoy looking forward into 5 days of editing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think knowing what's ahead of me and knowing what it's going to entail has sucked a little bit of the enjoyment out of it. But that's exactly why you try and switch up the process every now and then to, like, for example, I've recently implemented a different kind of storytelling aspect into the kind of content I do. I'm trying to explain things in a different way that makes scripting a more enjoyable experience, more like I don't know how to explain it, but it makes scripting feel like more of a creative freedom for me.
Yeah.
And it kind of unlocks a little bit of what I've been doing for so long, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm trying to change up the little bits of what I do to make it, like you said, you enjoy the journey more.
So that's how you mitigate kind of like that predictability.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, you've been doing this for so long, and it's like this can get boring or still.
You want to break the mold.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to break the routine for sure.
Speaking about the mold and the routine, how do you feel about being put in a box? Like, when it comes to creating content, a lot of content creators, most content creators, have suffered with being put in a box. They're known as this is the guy. You do this. You're this guy. How do you feel about that?
That's a big one. I've been wanting to branch out for a long time. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to do different content for a while, but there's this little bit of me in the back of my mind that's like, no, this is what you've been doing. This is what you do. This is the audience that you build.
Scared of losing viewers over.
I'm scared of how much I'll tank making that switch. But in this day and age, it's something that you should just overcome. You should get past that, because making variety content is I feel like much more. There's a lot more possibility there, and I would like to. I think that would bring a lot of also bring my passion back, is being able to branch out into things I've interested in.
Let me import some philosophy on you real quick. I saw a documentary video, and I was like, this is actually such a good way to see it, right? So, YouTube is like a ship, right? A ship that has a hole in it. Ship is sinking. You can either jump to the next ship, or you can sink with your ship. Content creators who don't innovate, who don't change, are the ones that always fail. Also, the ones that touch kids. Don't touch kids.
Okay.
It just...
All right.
It happens a lot in the genre, right?
Stop
doing that,
Minecraft,
guys.
yeah. No.
The Minecraft.
Just stay away from that.
Stay away from that. Allegedly.
Shout out Minecraft, though.
Shout out. No, not after that.
But we like the game, though.
Not after that, man.
Shout out Captain Sparklers, by the way. Unrelated.
Shout out Dancing Yam. But, yeah, you do see that a lot. The creators who don't shift will end up sinking. So... that's my philosophy on it that I want to impart on you.
That is something that's happened with my own channel. The ship has sunk before. Like not completely to zero.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
not completely to zero, but it has sunk in the past. I'd say the past, maybe in the 4 years, it has sunk a couple times. It has gone low, and that also was a big demotivator. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I'm so low right now. It's not looking how I want it to look, and that also has an impact on how much content I want to make, and then it slows down everything in general. But it's a lot about pushing through that mind blockage and really just doing it. Like, you got to just do it. You got to stay consistent with it, because when you push past that is when success comes. But like you said, you also need to know when to pivot if things are getting bad. And at that point would have been a great point for me to pivot to different content and introduce some other things, and then revisit the genre that I was already in when it got back to what I needed it to be at.
I have 2 questions. I'm asking one that's actually based on this question.
Okay.
You're talking about you had a bunch of opportunities in the past to pivot, but you said you're going to really pivot, right? So going in the future, you are very successful right now. Are you still planning on pivoting anytime soon?
Right now, I think I'm at a good spot where I can stay with what I want to do, but when I have the time to, I would really still love to explore other.
You're going to wait for the next dip to really
wait for that, or add it in, because my other videos will still be performing well because of again, the genre I'm covering, where I'm at.
Kind of drip feeding the new content. Like
it's almost like slight, like introducing it in little bits. Like, okay, do you guys like that? A little taste of that.
You make
see if they like that.
Make, and then you add one that's different.
Right.
Okay.
This week is this video you're used to. Next week is a little tidbit of something different. What do you think? The week after, back to what we're used to.
I can respect that, honestly. Yeah.
So it still performs without tanking the channel.
And this next one's a big question that we're going to talk about for a while, I think, because
okay.
something that people don't talk about a lot. People always talk about, authors have writer's block. It's about YouTube writer's block. How do you feel about A, keeping motivation to continue making content, or B, even coming up with content consistently that you're proud of?
Very tough. I mean, it's an underrated. It's definitely an underrated situation that like people are in. Like it, what's the word for it? People underestimate how extreme that can be. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because motivation is what drives most YouTubers. 100%. You know what I mean? You're not
told you gotta come into work at this time. You gotta.
Yeah.
Right. You are doing it all yourself, all through your own accord. You decide when you want to record. You decide when you want to write a script. You decide when you want to put in all of these hours to make this video.
And no one's going to make you.
No one's going to make you. To do it. You decide, is this going to be worth it? And that is a very tough thing, especially when, there's any sort of sliver of doubt in your mind about the content you're making or the time period of that content. Will it be...
will it last?
Will it last? Will it do well? Will people care about this right now? Is this genre performing well right now? There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. So, yeah, motivation is my biggest struggle with content, and it has been for years.
I think motivation is most YouTubers' biggest struggle.
Yeah.
Motivation is just, it's not even the motivation of I'm lazy, I don't want to do it. It's the motivation of, am I actually proud of what I'm making?
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, man.
Yeah.
So do you think finding the right motivation and staying consistent is the hardest part of content creation?
I do. I think the process itself will come to you. When you're doing it, you get into it, you know what you're doing. It's like where, you work a job, you know what you're going in to do. And when you're already seasoned with making videos, you know what you're making. I wouldn't consider that hard by any means. Time consuming, yes. Hard, no. The hard part is getting yourself up to do those videos to be consistent with it. Consistency is the recipe for success.
I liken YouTube to going to the gym in the sense of some people, they just have the right genetics. You work out less, but you still get you get stronger faster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Other people, it takes them a long time. You can blow up one of your first few videos. You could take forever to get your channel where you want it to be. But as long as you stay consistent, it's going to happen. The problem is consistency is what knocks a lot of people off the bull. Same thing with going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep going to the gym, it's going to happen at some point. The problem is, how consistent can you stay on this? On something that no one's making you do, something that no one is telling you to do, you just have to do it all by yourself.
That's the perfect analogy for it. I don't even have much else to add on.
Because I struggle with this too, man. I feel like every content creator genuinely struggles with consistency. That's been the main thing that's kept me on the podcast. The fact that I have to continue to deliver episodes for Derrick. Shout out Derrick. Because if I don't continue the episodes, it's Derrick's project too. I can't kill this dude's project just because I don't want to work on it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It keeps me very much motivated. I think working with other people will always keep you motivated in this sphere. And just doing it by yourself is difficult, man.
I agree. Yeah, having a partner that you have almost like a newfound responsibility. Like your responsibility to them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now it's not just for yourself. It's for them too. And you can't let them down. You can let yourself down, but you can't let them down.
Yeah, getting real deep and philosophical on the content creation. Yeah. No, it's genuinely like probably the biggest struggle within the medium. Now, getting into more of because you've been doing it for 8 years, getting more to the history of YouTube. So, what is your favorite point in time for content creation? When you look at the history of YouTube from 2005 to 2025, is there one year you can point at and say, that was probably the best year for making content? Not the best quality videos, just that year was fire. It might have even been a year where you weren't making content. But just from the knowledge you have.
2020, 2021.
You think that was...
I think that period was just, there was so much going on. There was a lot of excitement, I think, with everyone being home. Not even just that, but it was an added bonus. Everyone being home, there was a lot of excitement with like, okay, we're all on the internet now. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And everyone was making just a ton. You know what I mean? We're all making a ton of content.
You got like the streamers, like Corpse.
You got everybody blowing up. You got everybody making content, and it felt more fun.
Mr. Beast went from like a fairly big YouTube channel to like You know how many subs he has now?
100 something.
500 million.
Oh,
I didn't know that was even possible. I stopped following YouTube sub counts when PewDiePie hit like 100 something.
I did not realize he was at over 500
I can
million.
pull it up for you. He's
You guys are gonna hit a billion, bro.
500 million. There's more people.
A billion is insane.
There's more people subscribed to Mr. Beast than there are people in the United States.
Crazy to think about.
He beats our population.
Crazy to think about.
I would love to find out.
450 million. It's a big difference.
I'm pretty sure it's still over the amount of people in the United States. There.
Yeah,
It is.
The United States has 300 million population.
That's wild. I'm pretty sure, like, I would love to see the statistic of how many alt accounts are subscribed to him. I want to cut those down.
To be fair, 7 billion people on the planet.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're telling me halfway to 1 billion, so you're telling me 1/14 of the global population?
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it.
You can see it?
Am I subscribed to
I don't
him?
know.
Am I subscribed? I don't watch the video. I haven't watched the videos since he stopped being family friendly. I'm subscribed.
I mean, the whole world really is on YouTube, though.
Genuinely.
No.
No, not some countries don't. Like China.
No,
But
the
I'm
whole
saying
world.
generally, though.
China has
It is the whole world.
China has 1 billion dudes, and China ain't on YouTube.
Sorry.
But
Just dudes.
just
out there.
dudes. No
Just
women.
dudes.
Nah, dudes gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
But
Gender neutral dudes.
getting back into it, right? We're talking about the golden age of YouTube. A lot of people would call it different time periods, So for you, it was that time mainly because of COVID. You said, right?
Yeah.
We're all indoors. You're all experiencing that thing. Something interesting that I saw about the time period you said. You see the resurgence of a lot of older YouTube trends during that time. Minecraft came back.
Yeah.
Minecraft had been dead since
Yeah, there's
2015.
dead for a while.
People didn't really, and then PewDiePie started doing that Minecraft series, and Jacksepticeye started doing a Minecraft series. Then the Dream SMP started blowing up. It really Technoblade. You really started to see the Minecraft genre come back. Is that another aspect of it? Seeing a lot of these old nostalgic things really rise up again?
I was never really into the Minecraft field, and I also didn't really feed too much into the resurgence of the Minecraft, to be honest, back during the day.
But more general nostalgia coming back in 2021.
But there being so much excitement and explosion of content from all of these YouTubers coming back into the game definitely can act as a motivator for any YouTuber, no matter how small. I think so, yeah. Little bit.
Small question. Who were you watching in 2020 and 2021?
Ooh, gosh. I mean, I don't even know. I honestly watch so many random YouTubers. I don't watch any YouTubers that are actually of the same genre as mine.
No.
Believe it or not.
Well, okay.
No, I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying. I'm not actually getting into specifics, but I'm saying I watch so many. I just watch random YouTubers. I couldn't tell you any YouTubers that are in the genre that I'm in.
I watch maybe 2 YouTubers in the genre that I want to be in.
Yeah.
The main YouTuber I watch at this point is probably Corey Kenshin. He's not in. I don't want to
Right.
So.
Yeah, he's funny.
So in 2021, there's no one that comes to mind first.
No single person that really comes to mind. Yeah.
Style of content, at least.
Kind of
nothing.
All over the place, dude. All over the place.
Man. I really wanted to get into why you think 2020 and 2021 was the peak.
It was just my content-wise, there was a lot to do and a lot to talk about. My
field.
Yeah, my field.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot for me to do. It was also a time where I had a lot of passion. That was a passion. That year had, passion.
So you're thinking about it very much
for personal.
I asked more content creation. You went a personal, my content creation experience. 2020, 2021 was your best year for actually making content. Not maybe for views or anything, but for
Right. So as far as 2021 and since the beginning, kind of a two-parter here, because you mentioned community in 2021, how just YouTube was just booming in general. Because you mentioned you've been doing this for a very long time.
8 years, he said.
From when you started on, right? Not only personally, how did this grow with you? You know what I mean? Not only how did you develop your system and your process, but how did it become a part of you? And after, I'm gonna ask something about the community, but I'll have you answer that first.
Okay, so the direction I wanted to go changed a lot as I began making content. When I first started off, I wanted to do one thing. That thing changed very quickly the more I started to make more content and be exposed to more things as I grew up. You know what I mean? I was growing up. I was, playing.
You were a kid when you started.
Right, I was a kid when I started. I was playing new games. I was having new experiences, and my desires for what I wanted to do with the YouTube channel grew as time went on. And I think I was watching it last night actually. One specific video, I look at it and I'm like, that was literally the first one of my modern day content. Like I look at it, I'm like, that was a little me making a video that I would make now, but better.
You watch your own videos?
I just did last night, like randomly. I went down a rabbit hole and I was like, wow, this one right here, I can pinpoint the first time that I did content similar to what I do now.
I can't watch my own videos, man.
Yeah, I mean, I sounded really young, but
Yeah.
but either way, so hard watch aside, basically.
No, don't say that. Don't say hard watch, man.
No, but
Context.
The more I grew up with the channel, the more I was able to put more of my personality into it. You know, I started bringing more of me to the table with what I was talking about, and as time went on, I developed more of my own habits with it. Okay, this is what I say at the end of my video. This is what I do to start. This is the when I got a laptop midway through was when everything really started kicking off because I was uploading from the Xbox for a while.
Oh my god!
I did too. Was it the like you get the clip?
Yeah.
It was like there was a software on the.
It was definitely the same one, and then there was like pre-made transitions you could pop in there, like the creeper exploding one. Do you remember?
Oh my god! Yes.
Hold on.
I never uploaded, but I definitely played around with that.
Videos I used to make when I was like a kid. Hold on.
That's exactly it.
Yes. You at the bottom.
Yes.
That's
so
amazing.
when I got a laptop, I was able to transition away from that, and I started editing my own videos. Then I was like, okay, I got a laptop, I can start doing this and this now, and it really grew with me a lot as I got older, as I got more resources, more knowledge too, because the more I did stay in this field for longer, I was exposed to more content in this field. I was able to start picking up more tactics from other people, learning more things, and I guess it just grew with me to where I am now.
Okay.
I'm gonna preface.
I don't know if that was a
question.
good answer, but
it was.
I'm gonna preface this one with you don't actually have to answer this one if this one might give a little bit too much away.
Okay.
Is there any YouTuber you look at for inspiration? Like, is there any one person like this person inspires me in the content I create? I'll take a no comment if it's too.
I mean, I could just be really bland and just say Captain Sparkles because I grew up with him, and
so when it comes to content creation, he inspires you.
With his consistency, yeah.
Okay.
His personality too. He's really funny. He's really into it, and like I was always like glued to watching his videos.
Okay.
Very entertaining. He even had those old videos back then where he would like play those story Minecraft maps or whatever.
Oh yeah, I watched.
He would like go through them and stuff. Oh man, I'd say he'd be one of my.
He did those like Prison Break videos, like Prison series. That was like my favorite series he ever did.
Yeah.
Shout out Prison Break Minecraft, man. That shit was beautiful.
So when you look at going through the years, right, just like as like your individuality, you started pouring that into your videos. Because I actually never thought about this until you actually just brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
How does like having a community and this being such a lively place, especially for people our age, you know what I mean?
Right.
How did that kind of influence you into you like studying who was doing what and seeing like, oh, this is really cool. This isn't really my flow. You know what I mean? How did being amongst the community and maybe talking to people within the community, if you did at all, how did that kind of influence how you viewed YouTube and just really just the world that it has created now for us?
It definitely expanded my view exponentially. Being able to slowly get myself into the community and get people get talking. I was more exposed, right? Before I was doing my own standalone thing.
Right.
I wasn't involved with the community. I was just doing my own thing. As I expanded on
community now,
right, as I became a part of it, as I started producing more content, started getting on the radar a little bit. People started coming to me, enjoying my content, and it really motivated me a lot seeing so many people enjoy what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this for people now. I can see the people that I'm doing this for. And then I began, talking to other people that did the same thing and not working with them. I've always been a standalone thing, but getting inspiration from like, okay, this person does this, and I really like that they do that. I'm going to start doing a little bit of that as well. But really the main thing for me is building a community through my channel throughout all these years has been, the most amazing thing that I could ask for, because so many people will instantly go to my video, like it, reply about how great it is, they love it, and I'm like, wow.
Do you have some people in your community that you know of them?
I know so many people now.
Okay.
I'd say 4 years ago, I got into the community. I saw all these people that were friends with each other, all like these really popular people, and I was like, I would love to be a part of that. I want to know these people. I want to know people in this community. I don't want to be someone that's just here tweeting to nobody, making content to nobody, and stuff like that. And eventually, I grew out of that, and I started like really pushing through the consistency. I started getting an audience, and then now where I am now, I know so many people. I have so many contacts in every different field from the genre I'm in that, if I have a question, I can ask this person. If I need this from someone, I can ask that person. And it's really cool to feel like I'm integrated into it after all this time and to have so much support behind me as well.
Okay, so you feel supported by your community.
I do feel very supported.
You're very proud of the community you've built.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that. I see that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it in my head. I'm like, because we're trying to build a community here, obviously.
Yep.
We're still fresh YouTube channel. How long have we been filming, Derrick?
2.5 months now.
2.5 months now. Very
something like that,
channel.
just about.
Sometimes it does feel like we have no audience. Other times it does feel like we have an audience.
I'll show 3 months actually.
Because sometimes we'll get comments on our videos. Sometimes we don't get any comments on our videos. But I do, the way you explain it really does make me happy and see like, okay, maybe this is like a thing in the future. They can have a community.
110%. In fact, after this, we should go look at my channel. We go sort by oldest. All those views, I mean, they'll have like 40, 50, but like those are from now. Those are from like
those
people
from back then.
Those are from people going back and looking. Okay, what the hell was he even doing back then? You know what I mean?
Right.
But they had like 1 or 2. I would spend like all this time making a video. I'd get like 5 views on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody starts from the same spot.
Obviously, yeah.
Everybody, and you will see yourself grow from that spot eventually. You'll never be stuck there.
100%. You can see it already. Like our videos get better every week.
Yeah.
It's just that like I do look forward to the idea of building a community and coming here and then like seeing people talk to us. Like me and Derrick have talked a lot about eventually opening a Patreon. I'd love to like do a little Patreon wall, like put some people up here who are subscribed to Patreon.
Yep.
Talk about them.
People look forward to the next topics and
like
maybe even get like people ask questions and then you do like a little Q&A or something.
Get people commenting, yo, bring Evan back.
Yeah, bring Evan back. He's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but getting back more into general content creation things, how do you feel about monetization on YouTube?
Monetization.
More specifically, how volatile it can be. You wake up one day, PewDiePie said the N-word, fucking it's over. There's no monetization. We're gone.
Oh.
Like, how do you feel about...
Like how strict it is?
Not how strict it is, more of how volatile it can be. Like you could wake up one day and find out we're in the middle of an adpocalypse and I'm not going to be making money for the next like 2 months.
Honestly, I feel like I've never really run into too many issues with that. The only thing that I've noticed throughout all of my time making videos since I've been monetized, I think I got monetized maybe 2/3 of the way in.
Like, can we get a year? Like type?
Like year?
Like if you know like any kind of year.
Honestly, probably 2020, 2021. I think I got monetized around that point.
So you would have been there.
Because you need to reach a certain threshold to get monetized.
Yeah,
and then,
so you experienced an apocalypse, no? We had an apocalypse in 2022?
What was that?
An apocalypse? It's basically when the advertisers pull their monetization from YouTube.
So
like 3 or 4 of those.
Even though I became monetized back then, I wasn't really focused on much of that. I don't even think I enabled ads for a good fat minute after. I was not aware. Like, I feel like I got into the field, but I wasn't completely aware of everything that was going on still.
So you don't know at all about apocalypses?
Not really. Okay. I haven't experienced any firsthand.
I don't want to scare you, but every once in a while, when a very big YouTuber does something bad, it will hurt the image of YouTube to the public, right? And not really the public like you and me. My microphone is falling again. And we're back. My mic literally just died on itself. It did it before we started filming, and it did it
twice.
Again. It was. I know y'all saw it, just slowly falling down. By the way, y'all didn't say anything.
I didn't see it, man.
Come on, guys. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about the audience at home.
Oh,
us too, though.
Leaving me stranded. Y'all were locked in trying to podcast. All right.
Yeah,
that is what we do. Yeah. So y'all do something next time, man. Please.
Adpocalypse. It's this thing. It's happened a few times on YouTube where a big YouTuber, maybe YouTube itself, someone does something that'll affect the YouTube company, the website. It'll make it look bad for the public. And when it was bad for the public, the big advertisers pull their ads. Coca-Cola ain't running ads on YouTube no more. Sprite ain't running ads on YouTube no more. Where's our monetization going to come from if the big, people who...
Right.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I've never heard of that.
That's happened a few times on YouTube. And what it'll do is it'll make it so you actually earn less money per ad.
Right.
You'll earn less money on your videos. With the highest point of monetization in YouTube history was actually 2016. Back then, a really good example of it, not to glorify this YouTuber, but Leafy is here. He didn't actually have that many subs and that many viewers for today's standards, but he made a disgusting bag off of YouTube. because he was one of the biggest YouTubers during the time of the highest ad revenue ever. Another example is Popular MMOs. Popular MMOs made a disgusting bag off of 2016. You know he was beating PewDiePie in numbers in 2016?
Really?
Yeah, he was that big, and it was the biggest point of ad revenue ever.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, yeah, let's hope no big YouTuber... Let's hope Mr. Beast doesn't fucking turn out to be like a racist or anything, because, that might fuck up our ads.
No, Mr. Beast would be like probably the modern day Adpocalypse if he was doing something.
I mean, he got canceled a few months ago, and nothing happened, so...
For what?
Like, there's a bunch of YouTubers making, like, exposés on Mr. Beast, and they weren't really real. Also, the Chris Tyson thing with the children. Allegedly.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Alright, well, getting off YouTube drama, getting more into, like, now that you've learned what Adpocalypse is, how do you feel about the volatility of YouTube monetization? Is it something that scares you use as a career, or no?
So far, no. And the reason being is because with the level I'm at, I've noticed videos that have performed, I'm like, okay, this one got 30,000 and it made me this amount. This one got 25,000 and it made me double. You know what I mean? Like, I have noticed inconsistencies and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And usually I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, that's annoying. But I don't really think too much about it, I guess, because then, I'll make a video that does really well and I'm like, okay, I'm really good with this. But now that you bring that up, I mean, it's definitely, an interesting topic and something to look out for, which is also why, I would have side stuff going on as well. Not put all my eggs in one basket and, I'm sinking if
that's why
YouTube goes under.
You have your gaming stuff, and then you also have the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to say this more for the end, but I'll just ask you now.
Okay.
Which one do you feel like is your main craft? Which one do you want to pursue more in the future?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
That's a question.
That's a really good question because both of them are literally the two things that I have been chasing my whole life. Being a YouTuber, being a very successful YouTuber, and being a very successful game designer.
You can do both.
I can do both.
You can do both.
And, I've thought about that. But I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be the storytelling and the making games.
Okay, I can respect that.
It's going to be that because YouTube will carry me far enough. But eventually I'm going to, that is my end goal, my end career, and so that's where I'll end up.
That's something that you'll be doing till you're 50, 60, 70.
Yeah,
like you're gonna.
As long as I can go, I would say that would be it. It would be the game design.
Well, we are in luck that you don't have to pick one or the other. I mean, you look at someone like Markiplier, right? His directorial debut, Iron Lung, is coming out next month. He's a director, and he's still a YouTuber. You look at, there's been a lot of, now I know, it's corny, there's been a lot of YouTubers that are also rappers, also musicians.
KSI! Crickets.
He makes music.
He makes music.
It's there.
It exists.
There's a couple decent ones. Not from KSI.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to say a couple decent ones. Name one.
No, but I'm saying there's a couple decent artists that have started on.
I've heard. Sure. Now, to be fair, I've never listened to any of this guy's music, but I've heard from some people that Quadeca makes okay music.
Yeah, I've heard that he makes it. I didn't listen to his last album. Apparently, it was pretty good.
I don't listen to Quadeca, so I can't sit here and say it could be terrible.
I listened to some of his stuff from a couple years ago. I didn't like it, but
I forgot to play Dax for you, so you know who he is.
Oh my god,
we meme on him so much.
Yeah.
He makes probably some of the worst music out right now. If we ever blow up,
not just right now.
This is gonna be major beef.
All time.
Just terrible, dude.
If we ever blow up and people think of this clip, we're gonna have major beef with Dax.
I mean,
Dax fucking sucks, bro. I'll take that to the grave that he sucks.
This guy, oh my god, this guy, bro. I didn't know his name.
So
I was in the car cracking up.
You know what he got famous for originally?
The
beef. He had a rap beef with KSI.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think it was KSI was on a podcast and he said something about how he thought Dax was trash.
Oh wait, I'm lying. I did know about this.
I'm talking about 2020, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you said recently. I was like, that was a while ago.
2019, 2020. KSI said that he thought Dax sucked, and then they had a huge beef, and it's what actually made Dax become famous. And then
you're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you said.
Stop, no.
Copyrighted.
Oh my god! But that's the one. That's the one.
Freddy Fazbear. Have you heard that part?
Wait, which one?
The I'm Freddy Fazbear, the continuation.
Oh yeah.
Freddy Fazbear. You're lying. He did not do that. You're dying. He did not do that.
No, he didn't do that. But it's like the duet thing where he's like, you're insane, and then he does that, and he's like, your turn. and then people do their verses. You
It's
didn't
so
see that?
corny, bro. The open verse, yeah.
It's the open verse. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like open verses are corny, but how Dax did it is everything he does is corny.
If you're
though.
a Dax fan, unsubscribe.
I'm Freddy Fazbear.
Go home.
Yeah, dude.
But
gonna get you.
no, yeah, Dax is fucking terrible, man. But
It's really bad.
aside from someone like Dax who fucking sucks, there's a lot of like great. Why y'all laughing, bro?
It's that, I'm just thinking of that one guy that just crack. Whoa, what the freak?
Nice.
Next.
Alright, but okay. So side tangent. You could that was a random side tangent. There's 100% chance you could do both.
Yeah.
Unless you're really swamped with work and game design. Like, hey, can you cut out that YouTube stuff and log in, please?
Yeah.
Unless something like that happens, you could probably pursue both for a long time.
Yeah, I think
that's
Markiplier is a good example.
That's the beauty of YouTube, man. It doesn't have to be. It could be your main craft. It could also be a side craft. It could be something that helps your main craft. You can make videos.
Yeah, like funds it.
about
Yeah.
how you make video games.
I have a perfect example for this. I saw this the other day. There was this guy that he's into game development. It's basically the same thing as me. It's not Dax. And so there's this guy, and he made like a mini demo showcase of like an arcane-based game, and it's basically just running around Zaun, which is like one of the main cities in Arcane. He hand painted the background, and he made it just like it was a very simple game, but like you're running around as Jinx with like a gun. And
Is Jinx in League of Legends? I'm playing League of
yes,
Legends.
yep.
Okay.
Jinx and most of the characters are. They only came up with a couple of originals for the show.
Okay, I've never played League of Legends, and I haven't seen Arcane,
So
I'm already tapped out.
basically.
Same.
After watching the show, he used his game development skills and he made like a little mini game based off of it. He was so impressive that League of Legends actually reached out to him to hire him. He made a video how he did it, he explained how he did it and everything. And then he got hired because of that video showing his process, the game he made and everything. And that's just crazy to me that company came to him and hired him for literally what he made.
So you gotta make God of War videos. That's what
I gotta make God of War videos, bro.
No,
But it's like the creation process is very important, and it got him hired.
So yeah,
It's crazy.
maybe in the future you could shift over your content to be more about game creation, and you could create games and do YouTube at the same time.
I think that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool for your bad.
That'd be really cool to tie it all together. And the fidelity of the videos would allow me to space them out more too. It wouldn't have to be okay. I don't have to juggle. Okay, I got to do a video this week. I'm like, okay, I can space them out. Every 4 weeks or something, I come out with a really good video. You know what I mean?
Like
there's
monthly.
there's people that come out and like
I know.
they wait.
Yeah, that's the majority of the channels I've been watching recently. It's like they'll come out with a video every 2 weeks or every month, and it's like you get that once a month, but you sit down once a month.
Yeah,
and you're like, this is a hell of a video.
I have two really good examples for that. One of them is like shout out to him out there, Tuv. Donald Tuv. Y'all don't know Tuv? Really? He's massive.
Is he?
He's massive. He's not Evan massive, but no, he is. He's massive, but
Yeah.
he does great content. He doesn't upload like super duper duper mega every day, but it's because his videos are heavily researched. They're documentaries,
Oh, that's cool.
And he makes like scary content. Like he does the iceberg videos. He does like these.
Okay.
Yeah, I could show y'all some of his videos. I throw him up on screen. Y'all probably know him at home. He's massive. Another content creator, one that heavily inspires the content I want to make, Super Eye Patch Wolf. Y'all 100% don't know him.
No. Oh wait.
I think you might have showed me him, but
100%
Yeah, I
showed him.
think
I'm a
you
huge
probably
fan.
showed me
I'm a
him.
huge
I was about
fan.
to say, I think you showed me him.
So put him up on screen. W Super Eye Patch Wolf. What I love about his videos don't come out often, and his videos aren't. His channel isn't topicked. His channel was topicked. He used to make anime videos, and then he realized, hey, anime isn't the only thing I like, and he pivoted, and now he makes videos on whatever the fuck he wants to make.
this is the guy that you told me about. Yeah.
And you continually watch the videos because you're not there for the topic. You're there for the way he explains the topic, the way he builds a story around the topic, the story of the video, the editing, his topics. You'll click on the video and be like, "This is such an unserious topic," and he'll make you invested by the way he tells the story, by the way he presents his topic.
And that's another way scripting is so important. Is the way you do it.
I bet his scripts are some of the most beautiful masterpieces of all time, bro. Shout out to Brian Patch Wolf, massive inspiration for me, and he's just such a great example of this.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And that shows the importance of another aspect of video creation, which is the scripting. you can tell anything. The way you write something, you can tell it in a perfect story if you wanted to. It's so powerful the way you explain stuff.
100%.
Yeah, and discuss things. Mm-hmm. I like that. Let's go on.
Why are you staring at me?
Y'all are so locked in.
Derrick's in the corner like...
He's absorbing the information like a sponge.
A sponge.
He's sucking it up.
No, Derrick is a sponge. 100%.
No, I actually do have a question.
Derrick's always been a sponge. Though.
I'm trolling. Because when y'all were talking about like these really, really, really in-depth, really planned out, very meticulously thought out videos, I thought of Charlie. And no, I know. That's why I've been asked this question. Right, like this, like Charlie makes 2-hour videos.
Charlie, we love Moist Critical. We love Charlie. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not laughing because he makes bad videos. Charlie makes great videos. I don't even know if he fucking edits his videos. What are we?
No, I know, but that's why I thought about that, because that's a lot of the videos that I watch. Not Charlie, but I watch like, longer, more edited videos, right? Either that or just shit I'm trying to catch up on. For example, like Arc Rados or Rados.
Your question is shit.
Holy shit, dude.
You just want to start from the top.
Yeah. So basically, as we're talking about these really in-depth videos, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Since you obviously are like, again, like we said, in the community, and you also like, you've stated that you watch things that are outside of your own genre.
Mm-hmm.
Since this is like really, I'm just more personally curious. How do you go about like? How do you feel? It's a weird, because it's a personal question, but I also don't want you to like shit on anyone. You know what I mean? How do you feel about what, like, for example, Tomas calls it like low effort content.
What was that?
Like Tomas refers to certain content, like, actually I don't want to throw you under the bus, Tomas, but some like certain short form content, he calls it low effort content, right? Mm-hmm. When you look at a channel like yourself, right, where it's like it's planned, you write scripts, you have a whole process, and then you look at something like Charlie, right, like the Penguin Zero channel, right, because he does other shit, right?
He's also a streamer.
He does a whole bunch of other things. When you look at channels like that, right, I'm just curious culturally, right, not only culturally, but as far as like the respect that's given to a channel like that, how do people view it? Because me, right, and like Tomas and like pretty much everyone, we look at it as like he's either giving us news or we just like watching Charlie. You know what I mean? Because he gives a variety of things, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
what draws like you to his channel, for example?
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
This is low effort content to me.
Okay.
Low effort content just means it wasn't super in detail. Like it wasn't like if you don't research it and if you don't edit it that thoroughly. To me, it's low effort content, and low effort content is not a bad thing.
Right? No, it's not.
Put that much effort into it.
It's not. But it intrigues me with Charlie specifically. That's why I'm asking about him, because he's such a good example. Because for us, it's like what we set ourselves up as. We talk about art. We know why people are here. You know what I mean? Mm. Why? How have you seen the attraction that Charlie has gained from that specific channel? And for example, things like him leaving the reacting content and things like that, and how he's pivoted to where he is now. How does that like sit with you?
I think that's a good question, actually, because the amount of time put into the content is definitely like vastly different. And I think originally, I have to be honest, when I first discovered him and I didn't really know much about who he was, I'm like, I mean, even like the way he ends his videos was kind of like, oh man, I was like,
yeah, he just cuts it off.
I was like, goodbye. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think originally I was like, okay, it is very low effort, but I realized that, like you were saying earlier, it's a lot about the person behind the content and not the content itself.
Okay.
And so that's why I think low effort content can be defined by not defined by being low effort content, but by who's making the content and what exactly they're talking about in the video.
You want to know a very big distinction to that?
What's up?
You want to know a very, very big distinction about that?
Yeah.
We don't even call him. No one calls him Charlie or Moist. No one calls him Moist Critical or Penguin Zero. Everyone calls him Charlie.
Yeah.
Because you're there for him. You're not really there for.
Right. You're here for Charlie, right?
You're here for Charlie.
And his opinions.
That is a fair point.
Right.
That is a fair point, actually, yes.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, because I'm not one to judge, another channel based off of like what they're doing, even what stage they're at or anything like that. So I don't judge him for having low content. I also know that he worked really hard to get where he is because of his personality, all of the hours he put in. It could be low effort content, but you're still putting in 9 to 5 hours a week. 9 to 5 hour days.
Uploads. There's days.
You know what I mean? Like he puts in a lot of content. He uploads every day, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, but he's also just good at certain stuff. Like this guy has done like speed runs of games for like
content, right?
Yeah.
Low effort content in the sense of making the content itself isn't hard. It's such a low effort content, and he's such a hard worker that he's uploaded 3 times, 4 times a day.
Right.
It's wild. He's uploaded like 3 or 4 videos a day. On top of that, he's also a live streamer. Mm-hmm. And if you go on his streaming YouTube channel, he'll upload 4-hour, 3-hour VODs. So
and he has other channels on top of that.
He has like 3 big channels.
Yeah.
He has Moist Critical Gaming, Penguin Zero. He has his Twitch. He's also owns an esports team.
Does he?
Yes, which is insane.
What?
Yeah.
Moist Gaming. Interesting. I had no idea.
He does so much. So when I say his videos are low effort videos, it's not saying, oh, they're low effort videos, he sucks. It's low effort videos. The videos aren't actually that difficult to make. It's just that he makes so many of them. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, the personality. That's why you don't see a lot of other people making videos like Charlie.
If he was
if he was boring, no one would fucking watch him.
No one cares. If he was a different person, and he didn't have the personality, the way he speaks.
The way he speaks is great.
And his analogies, his witty analogies.
He's also just funny.
He's crazy funny.
He met Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul, big fucking actor.
I saw that, yeah.
And in the video, he's like, oh, I do magic a little bit. And Aaron Paul's like, show me a magic trick. And he said, bro, this is the stupidest shit. He said, this trick won't be amazing. It won't have you prolapsing with fucking...
Yeah, he found a way to
say, where are you keeping this out from, bro?
Talk about prolapsing? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
You got Aaron Paul.
Found a way to slip that in.
No, Aaron Paul didn't. Aaron Paul's like...
He was like, yeah.
He's been through stuff.
Yeah.
No, genuinely, though, like... You're there for Charlie's personality. You're there for Charlie.
You're there
not
for
there
Charlie.
for the content.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, see, I wanted to get an actual... See, because, bro, that could have very easily turned into, like, a question where it's like, you're just shitting on someone. I had to word it correctly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
you know
you make shitty content.
That was a very good answer. That was what I was looking for.
You stumbled through that question so bad, I genuinely crumbled into this corner.
Yeah, I saw you fucking dickhead,
I was laughing my ass off because you were like you'd already fumbled a few times and you were like, oh.
Nah, but the beginning was crazy though. Like the beginning was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But I had to word it correctly because I love Charlie. I watch the videos all the time. Dude. And that could have very easily turned into a question of like, do you think these 5 long like minute videos where he's just like, hey, this person farted in a corner like a fraud.
I don't want to talk about the situation.
Bye.
This guy's
it's like and then I'm like, do you think that's a shitty like video? Yeah. It's like that's not what I was trying to get at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
because we all like Charlie.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This guy's fart reminded me of hurricane winds.
He felt
floating through the mountains.
Yep. It's like what?
I saw a cloud the other day. Peace.
Yeah.
like what?
Like, yeah.
All right, that's about it. Bye.
That fart is like winds going through a valley. All right,
bro, like.
So yeah, like no. We've glazed him so much on this podcast. It's good that we like.
We kind of balanced it out. But yeah, I had to ask that question because like
hometown legend. We got it
from an outside view. It's like Charlie's just loved because he is a workhorse, right? But it's like that public perception as you who's on the inside. I was just like curious how other people see other people because there's been plenty of beefs in the YouTube community, but overall I've always seen it as a positive space. Like generally, you know what I mean?
YouTube overall community has been so many beefs, so much drama, so much bad like general.
Yeah, but I've always seen it as like the positive, like the negative doesn't even blemish like the golden medallion that is the YouTube community.
It's how much YouTube educates. You know what I mean? Like YouTube genuinely educates people. Like there's you're building a table. What do? You look up a YouTube.
You look up a fucking YouTube video.
Like, YouTube has done so much.
People don't even use directions anymore. Yeah. Like they just go straight to YouTube.
Throw in the handbook. You look up the model on YouTube, and that's it. Simple.
That's it. Yeah.
But
no, I agree with that. Now there are like channels that I would see, and I'm like, okay, well, one, you're not really giving much to me as a personality. You know what I mean? Like you're not trying to give anything to me, along with barely editing this video, and it's very straightforward and low effort. And that's an instance where I'm like, okay, Like if this was to do so much better than the work I'm putting into my videos, I would be a little bit offended. You know what I mean? Like that's the situation where I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. Why is it even happening?
Is that how you feel when you said the AI TikTok videos of like the AI voice talking over the watch gameplay?
I'm like, what the hell, bro? This took
and the gameplay is only half the screen.
Oh my
It's
God,
half the
Family Guy on the top. Fuck me, man.
Yeah, Subway Surfers.
Fucking hydraulic press crushing an apple on the top.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's the content me and Derrick are gonna pivot to.
Yeah, but now I'm
talking about, like this whole time.
Yeah, up
like,
here.
Family Guy at the top of the.
Yeah.
this corner up here. We got to get like a Subway Surfer clip.
No, we have a Gooner corner for the Gooners.
For the Wuthering Waves
With
players.
Whether we're just gameplay in the corner.
Wuthering Whales or whatever the freak.
No, we're Team Dispatch. Yes.
Dispatch.
But yeah, so that's my opinion on that. I think that was a good question.
One more question before I think we wrap up. Cool. Do you want to be remembered on a YouTube sense, right? Do you want to be remembered more for your content and the quality of your content, or for your personality and who you are as a person? Do you want them to love you, or do you want to love the videos you make?
That's a really good question. I think I've seen so many people that love the person that I would love to have that. Like Markiplier. I mean, who does?
Good
like
example.
everyone loves
Yeah.
Markiplier. He's such a great dude. Everyone cares for him. You know, I think that would be really cool.
So
I think people liking me for me more than the content would be the ideal situation. Yeah.
Okay.
And how about on the gaming front of things? How would you weigh that out there?
For the quality of your games, or do you want to remember for you, the person?
Yeah, be like, this
And
was
the
a fantastic game.
I have a really good way to put it.
Okay.
Do you want people to say, man, like do you want to remember like the God of War team, or do you want to remember like Toby Fox? Like people know Toby Fox when they talk about Undertale. You remember Toby Fox. People fuck with Toby Fox heavy.
I'd say like I want people to be like, wow, Evan's storytelling is so insanely good that I enjoyed that more than any other game. You know what I mean?
So
I guess my storytelling skills.
So you
would rather have memes about the game and not like memes about people glazing you. Like, cause have you played like FromSoft games? Oh, well, you played some Elden Ring. Yeah. So like, have you seen any like there's like Elden Ring memes and then there's Miyazaki memes.
Well, it's more like the way I see it is more like, do you want people to say, "Damn, Evan made a great game," or "That game is fucking amazing"? Do you want people to just like say you first or the game?
Well, I think the team that goes into it also deserves recognition. So I'd say like the company, wow, they made a great game. You know what I mean? Like it's not all just me.
Like design director Evan is so good at making these levels, or more like this game has great levels.
I don't know. I think I don't have a solid answer for that. I think I'm actually not sure.
That's fine.
I think
next time he comes on, we'll ask him again.
So then the legacy, because that is definitely something that only happens usually like later. You know, because when you make your first game, you're like, okay, this was a really good game. The studio was great. Then you make 2, 3, 4, 6 good games. You're like, okay, now I've left an impression on the gaming industry.
Yes.
You think that's when you would like people to give you your flowers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that a lot. Definitely.
I think that's definitely like probably the end game for a lot of people.
Yeah,
you know
Scott Cawthon making 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Like people remember
Scott Cawthon.
Like there's a lot of great games. Like I don't know who makes God of War. Great game.
Right.
I don't know who makes God of War. I know Scott Cawthon.
Right.
You know, like I love the Halo series. I actually don't know who's behind Halo. I know Toby
besides
Fox.
the company.
No, I don't know the people behind it. I know Toby Fox.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, would you rather be remembered, you or the game? So you
now
don't
the
really
difference,
have a solid
right?
answer.
Scott Cawthon and Toby Fox made indie games.
That's also
right.
true. Indie games
So
do
it's.
tend to be.
I think when it comes to a AAA game level, it becomes harder to give praise to one singular person because of how many people get on the team.
E33 versus I don't know who's behind there. Do you know the lead anything for E33?
Sandfall Interactive.
Do you know the person behind it?
No, but I do know the person behind Embark who made the finals and I forgot his name off top, but the finals and Arc Raiders.
I'm using E33 as an example. You don't know the person behind E33, but you know the studio and you know the game.
I do.
Would rather be that or would rather be Toby Fox, Scott Cawthon?
I think when it comes to AAA games, I think it almost becomes impossible for me to be the one thankful for the full game. I think it would need to be praised on storytelling skills or direction specifically, not the game as a whole. Okay. When it comes to an indie game, I think that's when you could be like, wow, Evan made a great game.
Okay.
I think that's what
even with AAA games, you do have exceptions to that, like a Miyazaki, like a
right. His direction though, it's his direction.
Exactly, right? And it wasn't always AAA for FromSoft.
Like a Kojima, for example, too. Also, like Kojima, Death Stranding.
Oh, okay.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
I'll be honest. I feel like there's more people that know Kojima then Death Stranding.
Yep. Probably.
So
He's very popular.
He's very popular. So
Would you want to have your own studio one day?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that
Definitely.
that would be insane.
Yeah, and I want like the mission statement of the studio to be like
that's Derrick's statement. Derrick loves mission statements.
right about storytelling. Like you can rely on us. You know what I mean? I want it to be
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
I like that. That is true though. The AAA is difficult just because like so many of the big boy
There's so
companies
many people
own
buying
AAAs. Like
Hundreds.
Microsoft owns a whole bunch, Sony owns a whole bunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's also the
Yeah.
fact that all the people that work on the game. It's like you can't single out one person when it was made by thousands of people, hundreds of
Yeah.
people.
There's a whole board of writers. You know what I mean? There's not one
Yeah,
writer.
exactly.
Everyone's pitching in ideas. You can't thank me for the story of the full game when there was 6 other writers in that room pitching in ideas.
I just think that's
direction
so-
is a different thing. Like that. Like
Right,
what's his name with
yeah.
Death Stranding and stuff.
That's just so different from like movies and clothes and like the stuff that me and Derrick do. There
Right.
is very much a lane for people who like. There's so many people that work on a movie, but you know Christopher Nolan. You
Right,
know what
Chris.
I mean?
It's right.
Yeah.
That's the direction.
People call the
he-
movies Christopher Nolan films. Like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you know, it's just so different for me and Derrick that I feel like we just had to ask me to know that.
That's a good point. I mean, it's interesting to compare genres and see that it is actually not the same where you give your thanks to when it comes to the larger scale of, games, AAA games or, big movies. You can't actually track it down to one person that had a huge impact on it
Yeah.
compared to, a game. It gets a little bit more difficult. But even still, I'd say the direction is where you could say one person. It's
And you want
the kind of work that you can't put on one person compared to the work that you can. So like direction, him. Storytelling, everybody. And stuff like that.
But
Yeah.
you said you wanted to like design. You
Yeah.
wanted to be more of a designer than a director. So I guess that wouldn't even be an option really.
Yeah.
Except when if I am to
Indie
found my
games.
own studio,
Yeah.
I'd be in a position where I'd love to be, a big presence for the story. Yeah.
100%. People remember the founder of a studio. People remember Gabe Newell. People remember
Yeah, it's like
100%.
one of the only ways you could do it because it's like, it's a space that you have to. Well, I mean, majority of the time, 90% of the time, unless you're just like one person, you have to invite collaboration. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you're making movies, this is something I've talked about with Tomas. Even though yes, everybody knows Nolan and Tarantino, it's like you have to invite collaboration. You need an
100%.
actor. You know what I mean? You need the camera team.
I mean,
You need,
and-
you know what I
and they
mean?
have
It's
so
like
many
you need your
duos.
designers. You know.
You got so many famous duos. You got like Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. That's like a famous duo.
Yeah.
Every fucking Tarantino film has Samuel L. Jackson in it. So it's important to have collaborators, especially collaborators who can help you grow your brand.
You can write something good, but you need
Like
you need
Tarantino's
more
amazing.
than that.
Yeah, you
Samuel L.
need
Jackson
co-writers.
is more famous than he is, 100%. Samuel L. Jackson's massive.
Yeah.
And part of the
Shit,
reason why
yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's so famous is also in part because he's been in so many great movies that are made by Tarantino.
Absolutely.
Point
Even though
two,
we're currently
yeah.
upset with Tarantino, DBI is mad at him right now. Don't endorse that. But
But no, that's a great point in itself. Yeah.
100%. I think we're ready to wrap up, man. I don't have any more questions. What about you,
Nah,
Derrick?
man. Nah. I was more so just interested to hear what the professionals would chop it up about. You know what I mean?
Sponge in the corner, like
Yeah,
saying everything,
YouTube's
man.
it's an interesting space to be in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like especially with a lot of the stuff that I'm more interested in my day to day. Like a lot of the things that I am attentive of is like it's heavily influenced by culture, and then it's heavily influenced by opinion. Whereas YouTube, like I've said, it's such a positive space that it's like as long as you're making good stuff, there's really not much worry for you. You know, again, like y'all said, aside from the consistency, if you're consistent and it's quality, you're gonna be fine. And there's gonna be people like us, or maybe not like us, that are gonna watch your videos. You know what I mean?
100%.
YouTube, I think, is very unique in that way.
Definitely. You can really easily find yourself pulling in different audiences that you weren't intending to.
We love you too, man.
Yeah,
we love
the
you too.
most niche of the niche.
We
Yep.
love you
There's
too.
someone there that's gonna
Dude,
watch your
There's always
videos.
gonna be someone to
You
watch
know,
your stuff.
I
yeah.
watched the video and then I opened the channel. Because I'm really into BoJack Horseman. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Okay.
And I was like, the videos are so, like, the show is so deep. So I watched the video. I was like, let me see a video about this episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked on the channel, and the whole channel was just dedicated to analyzing BoJack episodes.
Oh my
And I was
god.
Like, dude.
so niche.
That's a
so
crazy
niche.
niche. How successful were they though? I'm curious.
I can pull them up. Like, they had numbers, solid
Wow.
numbers. They had at least
That's
one video that was 500,000.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And it was a BoJack episode. They branched out a little bit. They did a few episodes for a few other shows, but it was mainly like BoJack and
That's
analysis.
interesting. Because from there though, now they've established themselves as being good at breaking down
Video.
show.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
did
media,
100%
exactly.
I think they did recently. They've been
Right.
pivoting to more like You know, I think I saw them upload a Family Guy video, and I was kind of like Family Guy,
Oh,
so
God.
whatever.
That's interesting. That is very interesting.
But yeah,
Family
genuinely,
Guy.
you could cover whatever niche space you want, or you could just more general, more broad. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
so-
always options out
Thank
there.
you, YouTube, and thank you to the
YouTube.
creators
Shout
out
out
there.
YouTube.
Shout out YouTube.
We love YouTube. This is on YouTube, so
Yeah.
monetize us.
What is that thing that YouTubers do?
Like and
Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We did that in one episode.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was ironic.
that
That was
notification
pretty funny.
It was not ironic at all.
It was.
No.
I remember when I did it ironically.
The clip that I put in at the half point of one of our videos saying to subscribe and like. And
Oh,
that was not
okay,
ironic.
okay.
We're not doing that ever again.
Well, no, but that was more so like heart to heart.
Yeah.
You know, not so much just like give us
Connecting to the
numbers.
individual viewer.
Yeah, no. Most of the time,
Oh, yeah.
whatever we do is just like, yo, leave a comment because we do want to know what y'all think.
Yeah, we don't make like weird videos. Like I hate when YouTubers make like fucked up videos. But like and subscribe. I'm like, bro, you're talking about someone dying. I'm like, that person unlived themselves. Like, bro, please.
Oh,
Don't do
man.
that. Like, this is a true crime, and you're sitting and talking about something. Like, please.
Like and subscribe for more. What do you mean for
More?
more?
There is more.
What do you mean more?
Not bad content. I just hope there isn't more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're a good place to wrap it up, man.
Oh yeah.
You guys had great questions. I really enjoyed talking to you guys
I
about it.
appreciate you for being on, man.
Of course, there's not a
Appreciate
lot of
you.
people that I can really nerd out about with that kind of stuff, believe it or not.
And you're
So
always, I'm not lying, you're always welcome back. Genuinely great
Thank
episode.
you.
Absolutely.
it was a lot of fun. I would love to be back.
Usual outro segment for me and Derrick. Genuinely, we appreciate y'all for being here. We always appreciate y'all for being here. We have a lot of things coming in the future. Next episode is a Christmas special.
Tune
Tune
in
for the Christmas
Tune
episode. Derrick
in.
loves Christmas, so he'll be very animated in that one.
Oh man.
We have double uploads will still continue. You got your first taste of double uploads with the last episode that came out on Tuesday. The day we're filming
Today.
this one. Today. Came out
Go
on
watch
Tuesday. And this one comes out on Friday. So
We start here.
double upload December.
Starts here.
But genuinely, love y'all for being here. Still, Patreon coming early 2026. We're still cooking up ideas. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Let us know what y'all thought about having a guest on. Future guests will be on. Let us know how much you like that.
Yes,
I think-
they liked it a lot for sure. Oh, whoa! My mic just went so red. I wonder how that's gonna sound.
I hope it
Okay.
sounds
It's,
good.
it's enthusiasm. It's enthusiasm.
But yeah, genuinely, we love y'all at home.
Yep.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all for watching.
Thanks, guys.